finally, this woman is out of his hair with, and it was dismissed with prejudice, I believe. Say that again. What's that mean, prejudice?
Meaning no refiling. This shit is gone.
Wait. The case was dismissed or she dropped it? Because this article says she dropped it.
No, it was dismissed.
Hey, Variety is crazy. Scroll back up for me. Make sure I'm not misreading nothing. Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend drops assault and defamation lawsuit. Variety, can you read? Read?
Well,
do they got anybody that can do court dictation or read court dictation? Because
yeah, it depends on how you look. Because I think so. Chill get into the article. You gonna get into the article, Chill?
Let's see if they say what actually happened. Because her dropping it can't. Both of those things can't be the same. She can't drop it and it get dismissed with prejudice.
Right. Well, this is true. I agree with you. As per the article, both sides came together and dismissed it. I'm looking at it like they looked at this shit and was like, we can't take this. This can't go to trial. Ain't nothing there to go to trial. And to get it dropped with prejudice, you have to go before a judge. The judge is the only person who can dismiss something with prejudice. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's if they made an agreement to get out of this, then that article is fine. When the judge adds with prejudice, meaning you could never come and bring this BS back into my court or any other court, right? Again, that tells me that there was some other like mandate on here, or they just didn't have a strong enough case. They went back. You know what I think happened here? You know what I think happened? I think all the things that they held back or they chose to treat as it's not privileged, but that they said they couldn't talk about during the trial, right? Yeah. I think all of that was going to be fair game in the civil trial. And so now new lawyer, somebody who's less public, somebody who's probably a little bit more accustomed to handling these things behind closed doors, right? Goes there and says, listen, this is what we plan to bring forth. This is the evidence we plan to present. This is how we plan on going about this. Now, if you want to do that whole song and dance that we went through in the criminal trial again, and we get even deeper into your background, your drinking problems, your past relationships, the unaliving that happened in your past relationships, things of that nature, right? Some root causes that could have led you to trying to do the exact same thing that night. And we get a little bit closer to that fact. Maybe she don't want to do that all over again. Maybe she doesn't want to have her life ran through the media again in greater detail to a greater detriment to her for $70,000.
I've got some commentary on the media. We noticed the writer of this article is Gene Mattias. If you go to Variety and you look through Jonathan Major's articles, who's the one writing all these articles? Back in December, it was Rebecca Rubin. There's Gene from today. We got Jordan Murrow, Rebecca Rubin, and Jordan Murrow were covering this story. They had their agenda. Rebecca Rubin back in June 20, November 29. But then when it comes to today's news article, who the hell is this guy? He's never covered this story before for the website. I want to know. I want to see Rebecca report the good news. I want to see it coming out of her mouth, out of her fingertips. I want to know that she did it. And Cheyenne Whitetree, I'm looking at you also. Why are you guys hiding from this story? Why is my boy over here, what's his name? I forget his name already. I just saw it. Gene Mattias. Why is he writing this?
Gene Mattias. Nah, that's a good question. Gene had to step into the heat. And like I said, I believe, and if you was watching my show, like I said earlier, I believe it's a changing of the guard in media. You're going to see a lot of firings happen. MSNBC, CNN, a lot of these big corporations, they got to restructure. Trump, Big T back in office. And I think with Big T being back in office, I know, Marcus. I'm just saying. I'm just speaking just speaking out of it. With him back in office, they now have to pivot, right? The Big T being the big bad boogeyman is not the, you know what I'm saying? That's not the bad. He's not the bad guy no more. America let it be known that they wanted Big T in office. He ran away with the election. And we can't be the activist journalists that we once were. We can't put these agendas and these spins and not push the narrative that we want to push. We have to we got to report news now. We got to. That's the only way we're going to be able to. I'm just saying that we got to. That's the only way we're going to be able to get a handle on things or to get media back going further, because it's like Raymond said, media is untrustworthy. We got to get the trust back. We got to get the people back, and that's the only way to get.
And you know what? That probably works in conjunction with something else I heard today. So Comcast, the cable provider, the media company, is spinning off MSNBC.
Mm-hmm.
So like that tells me right away, MSNBC is a pillar of corporate media in this country, right? So like it's your Fox News on the right, you got CNN, used to be the middle or the moderate, and then MSNBC, the left wing. If they're going to sacrifice the quote unquote left wing flagship, that tells me two things. Number one, the appetite at the moment right now is not there, because if viewership was up, there's no way that they would do this. Right. And then secondly, that the left leaning perspective, if you find yourself on that spectrum, is not, you're going to have to get it where we at.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to get it through new media, independent media. You're not going to be able to get it at that level, because even with the CNN, it's pushing further and further to the center or center right. And with you applying that to Variety, if that's the case, then you're absolutely right. They're not going to be able to write these gaslighting articles anymore under the guise of protecting women or
we're literally about to read. We're literally reading the legacy media right now. That's what we're doing right now. We got a thing on the side right there.
Yeah, for sure. And it's there will be bad repercussions for that, for there not being a left wing staple, because as bad as all of those channels are, the fact that they are all present creates some modicum of balance, right? Them individually are completely biased.
Sure.
No balance.
Well, I think you'll still get. Yeah, I think you'll still get certain stories out. It just won't seem as overt.
But I think there's some positive that can come from that too. If you are a major media corporation that finds themselves outside of the far right wing, you have no other choice than to talk to people about the real, like you said, report the news.
That's right.
You're not going to outright Fox News, and you're obviously not going to Russiagate people back to your network. So
understood. That's right. That's the media. That's where we are. Lauren is asking, wait, she dropped the suit. Oh, please to answer your question, Lauren Victoria Burke. Jonathan Majors' ex-girlfriend dismissed a federal lawsuit against him on Thursday, in which she had accused the actor of assault and defamation. The Marvel and Creed star was convicted. Oh, wait, let's pause there. Marvel star, Creed star, and Magazine's Dreams, which is coming in the first quarter of 2025, and Merciless, which he is shooting in Canada and coming next year also. So that star, he was convicted in December of 2023 of 2 misdemeanor counts for assaulting the woman, Stephanie McMahon, in the backseat of an SUV, where the driver said she was doing everything. He was sentenced earlier this year to attend domestic violence counseling. Stephanie McMahon Helmsley III sued him in March, alleging that he had defamed her by continuing after the guilty verdict to maintain that he had never laid his hands on a woman. In an interview with Good Morning America. Let's scroll down. It says that the attorneys for both parties filed a joint notice with the court on Thursday stating that all claims against defendant in the above captioned action are hereby dismissed with prejudice.
So that's the statement that both of the lawyers gave?
Yes. Yeah. The woman who was there during the day of his sentencing, who said, I will never give up, not once. Lauren was there. She remembers.
Oh my God.
But that's what I'm saying, Mark. That's what I'm saying, Marcus. There was no evidence.
That don't even make no damn sense. Okay. Couldn't be my lawyer. Like, if we're losing right now and we're not in the best legal position, okay, cool. We'll come back, we'll regroup, and we'll try again. That means you didn't really want this anyways. This was petty from the beginning. This really wasn't about the $70K or even repairing your
No, it wasn't. This wasn't about that
reputation at all.
This was they petty. Got into her head. Remember those the people, I forgot who those advocates for abuse was that got in her head after the case. You know, who were
right.
basically footing the bill for her legal, all of that. That's who did this. Plus, like we said earlier, this should have never went to trial in the first place. It should have never went to trial. Out of all the famous people we've seen have things happen way more worse than this, way more egregious than this, it never goes to trial. The state never picks up anything like this. I've never seen the state.
You think Lauren is on to something here? You think she on to something about the announcement? Do you think the announcement kind of aided this, moved it along? Like, man, he's presenting as a married man. He didn't change his life up. It doesn't look how it looked 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
you know,
could be.
I'm not in the head of Stephanie, so maybe that is how she was thinking. Oh, it's over now. He and Megan, you know, they're all together and whatnot.
Oh, we put it on
Killmonger
her.
took my name off the wall, and now it's just an M for Majors and an M for Megan. All right, and I think she just.
We put, because I'm not putting this on her. I think the lawyers came together and said, "Ain't shit here. We need to stop this because I'm about to waste your time and you about to waste my time." That's what I think.
She just won the criminal case, and it's a higher difficulty to get a conviction in a criminal case, so they believe they could get that civil also.
Well, but
in the beginning, I don't know.
In the the state took over, so the state had to run with it anyway. That's just like with this Rysel trial. The state is taking over, so they got to go. It's once they take over, they got to push the pedal to the metal. What I'm saying is kind of like what Marcus said. They looked at the evidence and said, "Hey, look, we can start bringing up some shit now. We can really go deep and dig into her past and bring all of this forward. And you don't have nothing on your side to protect her because my guy over here is, for the most part, squeaky clean. Everything that possibly remember what happened to the 40 people.
Man, you had 40 people and couldn't get not one of them on the stand.
What happened to
not
the 40
one
people?
person.
So you mean to tell me that lawyer didn't have no ammunition to say, "Nah, we're gonna keep the civil suit going"?
Man, come on, man.
This ain't have nothing to do with her. This had to do with the lawyer looking at his shit and saying, "Man, I'm not gonna go up here and embarrass myself." That's what I believe.
I think they got.
What were the agreements of the settlement?
Yeah.
What were the agreements of the case being dropped?
What you mean?
We're never going to talk about this. You're never going to bring this case up again. I better not see you on Dateline 2 years from now trying to retell this story. Goodbye.
That would be defamation because this was dismissed with prejudice. She can't get up there and say anything civilly.
You're right. You were. Yeah, that is the part of it that's really getting to me. That her lawyer would agree to dismissing it with prejudice. Like, it may not be an opportunity to win now. That doesn't mean that it's never going to be an opportunity to win. So maybe they come back and just take a break. The fact that he agrees to dismiss it with prejudice, I'm leaning toward what you're saying, Blue. He didn't have any confidence in it, and he doesn't want to try it again. Or she, whoever the lawyer is. I don't know if it's a male or female.
Because there's no settlement. Because if it would have been, they settled out of we're not right.
They would have for undisclosed amount.
Right.
She would have made sure that made the news if there was some monies exchanged. No. My man got out of there, got it dismissed with prejudice, and her representation agreed to it. Oh, come on.
Scott clean.
Okay, then maybe this is she having a guilty conscience. Maybe she's like, I ruined your career with Marvel, and I've done all this damage, all for something that really didn't happen. I was just really upset. I was dumped nationally, like internationally. Everyone knew about it. I felt like I had to testify because the district attorney, and it was my only way back to re-enter America. Maybe that's what's going on there. And then she goes, I changed my mind. I'm not angry anymore. Maybe she talked to her therapist and she's just like, the best thing to do is to drop this completely.
With prejudice, though, it could be dropped. But prejudice means, if I'm it's like Marcus said, if I'm her lawyer, okay, you want to drop it, we drop it. But prejudice means you ain't no talking. We done. This is over and done with.
None of this ever again. Yeah.
This is over and done with. And it opens up the floodgates for her to be sued now by him.
Whoa.
Like if she ever gets an exclusive interview, she ends up on some movie reenactment of the situation and she didn't gave her rights. If she has a YouTube podcast interview and talks about this, she's going to be able to be sued and she's knowingly making a false statement, a statement that was already deemed to be false. Like she'd be walking herself right into a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Right into it. And
somebody call Alvin Gray right now to get that sequel for The Man Who Ran. Remember that one? The actor who ran in the streets?
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people saying that he should countersue. I don't think he should. I think he should
leave her alone. She ain't got no money.
What he's suing for?
She
to
was
get his
suing
watch
for
back
her salary that probably got lost from Marvel. She wasn't suing for $1 million. She wasn't suing for $500,000. She was suing for $70K. I assume that's what she made when she lost her job.
That would be where it starts at. That's where it starts at. So $70K and up. So it starts at 70. So basically, the lawyer won't even take this to trial unless we can get 70K.
Unless we get 70K. Okay, right. But she's still in the ballpark of a not an average yearly salary, but a handsome,
yeah,
for a VFX artist or something like that. So we
no.
She get 100K. Maybe she get 120. But
guys,
like that's
she's
not
a movement coach, someone who's supposed to instruct these actors that you're supposed to trust and that you're supposed to leave alone with other actors. What studio was going, let's get the lawsuit lady. Let's get this one. The one who...
Oh, no, she's done in Hollywood.
No one is going to keep her.
Finished. Yeah, she's finished. She's finished.
Done in Hollywood. She's done. Even with her winning that, she's now a pariah because it's a certain code. You know what I'm saying? It's still a certain code. No matter she was done wrong or
dating on the job, it ended poorly. It became national news.
Yeah.
You low-key in public perception look like the bad guy. Just people are going to see you on set and recognize you, and they're going to be like, nah, get her away from me.
Okay, wait. If we're talking about who looks like the bad guy, Kevin Feige, Marvel Studios, you guys got rid of this dude immediately, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, pay attention. Pay attention right here. They need to get this guy back. And if they don't, as soon as they need to apologize. They need to do something publicly to recognize Jonathan Majors' innocence. They've got to do that. And if they're not doing that, then they're just showing their ass.
They'll just hide behind the criminal conviction. They'll stand behind the criminal conviction.
But it goes back to what Pam just put up about the appeal. Will this move the appeal along a little bit faster?
Now that is the biggest part of all this. We haven't even talked about it, right? If she was going to sue for these very claims and it got dismissed with prejudice, what does that mean for the appeal?
Mm-hmm.
Can you mention it during your appeal? During your claim for appeal?
Crazier things have happened. Juicy Smouillet's charges just got overturned today.
Right.
So crazier things have happened. Which we shouldn't mention. It had nothing to do with him being innocent. It had everything to do with corrupt politicians and nothing to do with him being innocent.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're paying RDJ a lot of money. You're right. But give me something, because it took you 20 minutes the first time. It's been 20 minutes, and I haven't seen anything online from Kevin Feige yet. Sir, can you please, you got another 20 minutes, I'll give you that grace.
Dog said you got the same amount of time it took you to release him to say something
to
about
make the decision.
Say something to let us know, Kevin.
So
I'm glad to hear the news that this happened. I was surprised by the outcome of the trial, and while we understand that he got a misdemeanor and a violation, and he was not guilty for two of them. We understand the one he was guilty of was unintentionally putting hands on her. We never considered Jonathan Majors any threat to us in the studio. This was just a procedure, and we recognize the events of today, and we're wishing the best for Jonathan Majors, the actor. Something like that.
Ooh.
And maybe no, you don't think so?
I like this.
Ooh, what about this one? Star Wars?
I like this. Get him out of Marvel for sure, but Lucas, they need a figure like that now.
I don't know if this help or hurt. I don't know if this
not with Kathleen there. Kathleen got to go first. Yeah, Kathleen got to go.
Yeah. See, I would say with the Marvel situation, I agree, Till. I don't think Feige's gonna make a public apology though, but because he never publicly fired him. That's another thing too. Remember, they never publicly fired him. We got it secondhand. You know what I'm saying? Marvel never came out and issued an official statement about Jonathan Majors. So now they just going along, okay, he's not working, and we're just pivoting to RDJ, right? They can easily slide him back. They can have a conversation with Jonathan Majors, slide him back in and say, hey, we're gonna, we're still not pushing the Kang narrative, but we want to do a farewell Kang storyline or something. I think he should be the antagonist for the Young Avengers. If they're doing the Young Avengers, slide him in as the antagonist for the Young Avengers. Call it a day. They could beat him throughout maybe the course of 2 to 3 movies. He could be the antagonist. They beat him. Iron Lad becomes, what he becomes, and we move on. And I think that would be the best way to do Jonathan Majors.
So it wouldn't be in a formal apology. It wouldn't happen today, but the actions would show appreciation.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Actions mean more, right? And
right.
And after Merciless comes out, Magazine Dreams, he may get some awards too. Then maybe that's not so taboo anymore to use Jonathan. It's, by the way, Marcus, check the DM. Never happened. Marvel owes that man an apology, says Fatal J. Mm-hmm.
What up,
fantastic to see. Majors full on comeback for 2025. And then we get to the super from Michael. It does happen where this abused party is too burdened with the emotional ramifications of a case that it's healthier to drop a case for one's mental health. Saying this as an experienced counselor. Listen, I have to give you that because we are fair and unbiased, right? That is. Right. It's just I don't believe he actually did the things that they're claiming he did to her because the driver's testimony and that she was at the club dancing all night with no damage to the ear and the fingers. Like, there's lots of reasons why I don't think this is that, because she was spending and swiping away his credit card.
Right.
She actually said, "I'm going to do this to myself." Built up a whole shrine inside his unit. He called 911, not her. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to tell me that.
Even if we just isolate it to this particular series of events, she won the criminal case and then brought suit.
2 charges were not guilty.
But what I'm saying is she won. Like, regardless of what the charges were, there were 4 charges. He was convicted on 2 of them. In the eyes of the law, justice was served. She sought to take it even further and to try to punish him financially. Regardless of why she might have then changed course, that doesn't take away from the initial action of bringing suit against him after the criminal charges. You know what I mean? So both of those things can be true. Maybe she did back out because it wasn't good for her mental health. That's what I was alluding to in the beginning. There was going to be a lot more that was going to be able to be discussed in this case that wasn't in the criminal trial. Yeah. And so if that was the case and I was her, I don't want to see me banging my head on a DJ booth again. I don't want to see me stumbling out the club. Right. I don't want to see me falling into his apartment. I don't want to do that again. And I ain't even think we was going to have to do all that. I thought he was going to settle, give me my money so I can go on about my business. And he didn't. So
we don't know. Maybe they did settle something. Maybe she's getting like $50,000 and she's calling it a day.
I don't think they would let that go. I don't think because first of all, you gotta tell the court if that happens. And if that happened, we would know about it.
Right. And that's right. If I'm the lawyer, I'm saying, no, I got a settlement out of this because that's a win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to dismiss a case with prejudice and then give you the money so you can go out there and say that we paid you or that you won the case. Really, I'm not going to give that to you.
A settlement and a dismissal is two totally different
prejudice. That means we're both going away and we're never going to talk about this again because it's done. I don't have to.
Here's what's happening. Jonathan Majors and that TMZ interviewer who keeps following him. You know, the one with that voice. Hey, Jonathan. That she's going to say, congratulations on the marriage. That's going to be the first minute of the interview. He's going to be walking some dogs. And then the second interview part of it will be like, so we heard about the charges being dropped. And he's going to be like, God is good all the time. You know, it's going to be one of those type things. And we're going to get a statement from him. And then we'll find out because we're going to see if Stephanie over in England, because it's going to take 5 hours with the time zone difference, if she's going to do like a walk by with TMZ or whoever the tabloids are over there. It's a developing story. We're not in the know exactly on if there's like a, what do you call them, gag orders or a let's not talk each other agreement. We don't know about that. There could be an informal agreement too, where it's just no, they weren't supposed to have contact with each other, right? Was that part of it when she? Yeah, because that's the criminal. What's going on? That changes things. They can't talk to each other.
The lawyers can talk.
The lawyers can talk.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that still isn't.
That's how you want it to be, anyways. You want to take all the emotion out of it. We don't want them going back and forth about nothing.
No, the lawyers will talk about it.
But yeah, no, Marvel messed up.
Marvel hired James Gunn back. Why can't they get Jonathan Majors? Yeah, Marvel messed up. You're right.
James Gunn. Fam, I want you, Fatal J, you go ahead and you look at what your homeboy Hawkeye, what he went through with his wife before he had his tragic accident there while he was skiing, or Josh Brolin and what his wife experienced with him. You know, they are fine with letting guys with checkered past. William Hurt himself admittedly had a past with domestic violence that he overcame.
Yeah.
They are fine with taking broken pieces and allowing them to make their ways back. They just didn't want to do it with a black one.
Shout out to Alvin Bragg. Cause everyone's, let's get political again for a second. We're all focusing on who's on the cabinet. Oh, you notice everyone's white. Everyone who's being appointed is white. Vivek Ramaswamy. Okay. Having black faces in high places is never the solution.
What?
It sounded like he threw Vivek in with the white people. He's like, everybody's white. Vivek Ramaswamy.
He was the outlier, which I forgot to mention. So I wanted to include him there.
I got you.
The point is, Alvin Bragg isn't saving anybody. Tim Scott isn't saving anybody. Stephanie destroying the Kang dynasty and Marvel's plans is greater than anything that Agatha has ever done. Hilarious. Wait, hold on. We're reading the Shade Room comments right now. They just posted this very story, and everybody's saying what y'all are saying. No! Shade Room had a redemption arc?
Marvel got 24 hours to respond.
But you know what I don't like about that, man, is they push the wrong narrative with it. It goes back to that. They put the narrative that they pushed with Jonathan Majors was he's this woman beater and the Coretta Scott King thing, and let's humiliate and make him look stupid. They could have easily got behind this man and kept his, you know what I'm saying? Kept his image from being tainted.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
It's unfortunate because that's what I think his first lawyer in the criminal trial was banking on. I think if she thought that if she presented this in a way that it looked like the NYPD had a track record of coming down on black men for false sexual claims, which they do. Kevin Porter, the first guy I can't remember his name right now. First guy that Alvin Bragg got. And now Jonathan Majors, or false assault claims being made.
Oh, you talking about Adam Foss?
Adam Foss, yeah,
Adam Foss. There you go. They didn't get the type of public sentiment that they thought that they were going to receive, and so that made the entire approach for the trial very, very complicated. And by the time she tried to pivot away from it, it was too late. It was way too late. So
everybody grab your phones and let's have some fun. Let's swipe through some of these comments and remember to like the top ones. The first one is from Chillmonger. She's a real life Stephanie McMahon. The next one says, Marvel, give him his job back. Absolutely. You done already ruined him, and you the one who chased him. There it is right there. It's got 2,000 likes already.
You the one who chased him.
After she's done ruining that man's image. This one says, give that man his black jobs back.
Give his black
Marvel,
job back.
You got 24 hours to respond. I love it. I love how the pressure is back on Marvel's. After she tear down his character and ruin money deals for him, gotta love a white woman. Remember, we're on the Shade Room's platform right now. So I lost out on seeing him fight the Avengers for nothing, for no reason at all. He finna apply for an MLK
that's
role
what we
now?
was trying to tell you. You obviously didn't watch the trial.
She acts his whole career
and
then dropped the case. They weren't watching Chillmonger. They should have
watching. Yeah, no.
I hope he files a counter suit, and that was 277 likes. The damage is already done. I agree. It's sort of like the Juicy Smollett. How do you say his name? Jesse Smollett? It's sort of like that. The damage is already done. So what if they reversed it? It's like everyone who wanted to believe what they were going to believe, they got that. And it's been 3 years now.
It's a little bit different because Jesse did that shit.
That man crazy. That man crazy. He said, man, I was walking around in Chicago at 3 a.m. to go get Subway. Just that initial setup sounds crazy. It's 30 degrees outside. It's 3 in the morning. It's Subway.
Marcus, I remember because it was the day before my birthday when it happened. It was 28th of January. one of the coldest days ever in Chicago. They said it's so cold that if you go outside, it had the possibility of freezing your lungs.
Frostbite?
This was on the news.
Oh, freezing lungs.
Freezing lungs. This was on the news because I remember them saying that shit. I was like, damn, it's for him to go out and say he was walking from. Why are you out in this damn cold? You, a celebrity who can easily make a phone call and say, deliver me some Subway. You
give
walking?
it to the Uber Eats. Ain't nobody out driving, doing nothing. Ain't no delivery. Man.
I said, no. Then it's not only you walking around. Now it's 3 white men walking around with nooses and bleach and ropes. Who they looking for in this cold?
That is the weirdest twist of fate to try to explain. So you just happen to be out at 3 a.m. walking the streets of Chicago, and at the very same time you doing it, is 2 black Trump-loving Republicans with a noose and bleach in their hands walking down the street at the same time as you. That was destiny. You were supposed to get that ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? If there was that much coincidence.
Okay, I'm sorry for opening the Jussie bag up. Brother Stark asked us, are we going to get the Kang hashtag to trend? We can do it. Chillmonger, start the fire. There are 193 people watching this in the many places that it's being streamed. What should the hashtag be? And I'll tweet something right now with everybody. What do we say? Do we say Kang redemption? We say Marvel hire Jonathan? Marvel hire Majors?
I don't know, because I was thinking Kang Gang, which I did, but Kang, they'd be like, oh shit, yeah, let's bring Kang back, but without Jonathan Majors. So it would have to
be. They'll find a way to misinterpret it. Yeah.
Right. It'd have to be a way to bring him into the hashtag. So I don't know.
So Majors, not Kang.
I'm like that. It is.
Okay, well, Marvel starts with an M. Major starts with an M. Is there another M word that we can do? Make mine Majors. Because make mine Marvel. Okay, I'm being too clever. That's a comic book. People will get that one.
Make mine Majors.
Make Marvel Major again.
Make Marvel Major again. Yeah.
Oh, genius right here.
I like that.
Majors or Major? His name is Majors with an S. I'll do it with the S.
I like that.
I guess it doesn't really flow, but it's correct because that's
make Majors Marvel again. There we go.
Okay.
You liked it? Make Majors Marvel again? Let's type it out in the chat, see how that would work out. Make Majors Marvel again. Everybody remember to capitalize. That's the way it's going to be spelt, with the capital M, and a capital A. Make Majors Marvel again. Let's all tweet that right now and see if we get that thing trending. I'll be right back. You want to read this, actually? Somebody read this.
I got you. Doesn't this break Cat Williams' theory about being black in Hollywood? If you agree to play the game, they give you a weird faced girl and you have to dress in drag or you get paid. Man, listen, first of all, if you was hanging on to every word about Cat Williams was saying and didn't notice that he didn't have a bad thing to say about him even once, ever, in any of these interviews, I don't know what to tell you, though. Like I was never hanging on to it that much. Once I seen that Club Shay Shay was the hottest place to be, I already knew what was going on. I knew what time it was.
I mean, certain things fall in line just because he said at the beginning of the year, and a lot of things just happen. So you can, hindsight is 2020. You know what I'm saying? But I'm with you. You can't just hang on every word. We
didn't know what Cat Williams knew. For all we knew, Cat Williams knew the indictment was coming down on some of these dudes. Like you know what I mean? People like to seem like prophets and truth tellers too much. Mm-hmm. And the number one tell for me on whether or not you're honest is whether or not you ever turn that lens back to yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you're just a perfect individual out here calling everybody else out, I can't, I'm not.
A lot of that with Cat is jealousy. A lot of that was jealousy.
Yeah, I'm not about to listen to you air out your personal beefs on Club Shay Shay for 2.5 hours. Like, man, go call that man. Pick up the phone.
Right. A lot of that was jealousy. But salute the Cat. He said what he said. He started right. 1,000 books a week. He said what he said.
Diddy. Definitely right about Diddy.
They said that she looked like Brendan Fraser with a lace front on.
Wow.
I remember someone said she looked like Uma Thurman looking, but like if you bought her for Wish
with a lace front, it's wild.
Yeah. Oh, what we got here? It says best villains: take Scar, Thanos, Syndrome, Killmonger, and Lotso from Toy Story 3. Thanos and Killmonger.
Best villains.
I'll take Thanos and Lotso. Lotso was pretty dastardly. I didn't like Syndrome.
I like Syndrome. Syndrome because he was just doing it just to do
it.
That
was the hypnotism stuff, right?
No. Syndrome was
that the kid?
That was the kid who turned in the Incredibles. Cool. Yeah.
I like him. Okay. I thought that
he was just like, man, you didn't give me a high five when I was a kid. Now fuck you. You know what I'm saying? So
right. Right. Never meet your heroes.
Right.
Got it, fellas. Got it. Make Majors Marvel again is tweeted. Go ahead. You guys use the word and the term also. And then maybe we can start a little bit of a movement there. Thank you, Brother Stark, for that recommendation. With that said, I'm ready to go to the next topic. You guys got it all out of your system, all the Jonathan Major stuff out. Congratulations. He liked it. He put a ring on it. What took you long?
Yeah,
Megan Good, bro. Megan Good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was on her. It was like, yo, she's just out of a wedding. Just out of a marriage. Let's give it some time. But I'm happy for them. Where do you think they're gonna get married?
Somewhere expensive.
You said where?
Somewhere where rich people get married.
Where?
Like, where are they in California? They're in California, right? They in Los Angeles. Yeah. That's where TMZ keep running into him out in California somewhere.
They'll keep it Cali?
Calabasas, the Hamptons, somewhere out there.
Is Michael B. Jordan going to be at that wedding?
I think him and Michael B. Jordan got to have a talk. They got to have a talk.
Yeah, we got to have a conversation, bro.
They got to have a conversation.
Because you definitely dipped out on me and didn't say a word, didn't stand up. You treated me like Nicki and Wayne did Drake when Kendrick was coming after him. You bowed out.
Conversations got to be had on that.
We got to talk, bro.
What happened, bro?
Talk.
For everybody watching on my stream on the Chillmonger YouTube channel, that's it. That's the Jonathan Majors portion. We're going to stick around for another hour or so talking some other news stories. So check us out at Planet Fanatics, and it's all in the live stream there.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. I hope I don't end stream for everybody. We're still live, right?
Are we? Still live.
Okay, good. All right, cool. Next story. The redemption, coming back, people being forgiven. Cuba Gooding Jr. has a Christmas movie, and the budget is terrible. The trailer was not very much viewed, but he had he does a Christmas movie. He was interviewed by TMZ.
Mm-hmm. This the one we played the angel, right?
It's called Athena Saves Christmas.
Oh no, this ain't. I've seen another Cuba Gooding Jr. movie. This coming out.
This is not the right time to have Cuba Gooding Jr. in your movies.
It's not.
This is a terrible time. This is
nobody else is in this movie actually. Like it's. I was playing
the solo movie.
It's a solo movie by the following around.
Nobody of stature.
Cornelius say the Predator of Christmas. That's crazy.
This thing, I could play the whole thing. We won't get any sort of like strike because no one is in it.
Nobody gonna care about it.
Yeah, look at the studio that posted it. It's Josh Weber. The director, Josh Weber, is the one who posted it. It has 9,000 views.
I want you to share it.
Oh, well, that's why Josh Weber did it, because he need a Cuban Gooding Jr. That's probably the only studio that'll give Cuban Gooding Jr. a role right now. Who is that guy?
You let Johnny get away with the jewels. You're a moron.
Damn, this is a movie.
Oh, well, Merry Christmas to you.
Very excited about this new chapter.
Hold on, chill.
What?
I'm just thinking of Cuba Gooding and the star that he was, right?
Yeah.
And I'm with Marcus. Like, this ain't the he got to get his career back on track, you know. I don't know. What's the
this?
I'm trying to figure out when it comes to what are we trying to talk about when it comes to Cuba Gooding Jr. I guess that's what my question is. What are we?
We're talking about a career resurgence. I just don't see how it's possible at this moment. Like this dog shit that we're watching right now on the screen aside, the man has like some serious legal jeopardy that's probably going to be coming around here in the next year or so.
Yeah.
He was
I mean, but
named
he's
in a civil lawsuit already from Little
been
Rod.
saying it. What the past 7 years he's been in? It's been like lawsuit after lawsuit. He touches people.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
rant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For no
Allegedly.
reason. Well, allegedly. No. Some of them I think is proven. I think.
Well, yeah,
Well-
he already got convicted of something.
Yeah.
So-
So you know what I'm saying? So it's and I'm just like OG Bobby Johnson. He was such a star on the rise, right?
Yeah.
And his fizzled out. And it was what radio might have been the last big I mean, I'm for real. Like he was up for like an Academy Award, all types of things for radio. After that, it was downhill. I don't remember.
What was the
anything.
movie he
No.
did with
Denzel,
with Robert De Niro where he was a diver?
No, that was before that. Medal of Honor.
It's been
That was
looking
before
shaky.
radio?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was before
He was
radio.
in Red Tails in 2013. But
Red
that
Tails.
Ah,
that
there you
movie
go.
wasn't.
That wasn't his movie though.
No, but it was a bigger movie. That was a pretty bigger
Also-
budgeted movie.
Also, if I was trying to rebrand off of like any type of assault or sex crimes, my first stop probably wouldn't be children's movies.
No,
Right.
it's
I'm
a
just saying.
Christmas movie. That's a strategy. We'll see how if it plays out and it works out for him because I think that this is genius. I'm trying to be accepted. What do people like? Christmas. This will make people feel the association of the warm December 25 morning feeling, with my face and likeness. And it can work.
Where's
But
this?
nobody's
Where's
gonna
this
see
playing
it
at?
though, man.
Yeah, where's this at?
Yeah, Weber doesn't have that type of funds to put this in every theater nationwide, even though Cuban Gooding's in it. Like this is going to be at a lot of smaller indie theaters with
Is
not a
this
lot of
even going to
screens.
the theater?
Nobody's going to see this shit.
Or is this Is this Tubi? Is this
Yeah.
where's this going? And if it goes to like streaming, it's just going to be gobbled up by all the 100 other Christmas movies that's on there.
Yeah, I don't really
just-
see this.
I don't-
for Cuba.
Now I know he has. You saw. It was another movie that I saw him being in when he was like this angel that was coming to. He came down to earth and was recruiting this other dude to fight this war or whatever, and it was a pretty new joint. So I thought that you was talking about that. I didn't even know he had a Christmas movie. Let me see if I can find that one. I didn't even know he had. Dude was on the
Definitely
rise
Tubi.
though, man. He's done some good movies.
Oh,
If
for
they
sure.
can keep the dad and Ms. Mohan Kapoor, then they can bring Jonathan Majors back. But that
Mhm.
still ain't happening. I'd be shocked.
Angels Fallen, Warriors of Peace. Look that up real quick, chill.
You can look it up and then share screen, remember?
Can I share screen?
If you already have it open, just present and then I'll
Oh,
click on it.
okay. Hold on, let me.
He won that Oscar for Jerry Maguire. But Geesh, this is clearly a PR campaign movie. Oh yeah. You should see the TMZ interview that he's got with my boy Harvey.
This is like if Russell Simmons start putting out like some of those, how they got the children lullabies and hip hop now, like Gracie's Corner and all that stuff. Like I don't know if y'all got kids.
Right.
Well, Blue, you got
Say
kids?
Russell Simmons did yeah, I got kids.
You know
The
Gracie's Corner is?
the colors.
There you go.
I
Okay,
love the
Jill, you know
colors.
Gracie's
I know
Corner.
I
Gracie's.
love the
I know Gracie's
colors
Corner,
of
but not
the
because of my kids.
world.
My kids is older. They ain't watching Gracie's Corner, but I know
Okay,
Gracie's
all right,
Corner.
for sure.
Yeah.
But if Russell Simmons was doing some Gracie's Corner type stuff to try to rebrand himself and come back to America from wherever the hell he's at in Indonesia, that just wouldn't work, right? It just nobody's about to take that from you at this present moment. You'd probably be better just going away for a little bit.
I think he tried to stay away. Cuba tried to stay. Remember, he ducked off for a minute, and maybe he thinks that
stay away and stop doing stuff too. You know what I mean? Like actually go
You're
away.
right.
You can't be getting dragged into court every other year and not think you're gonna be in the public.
Was right there. So you got this.
Gabriel,
Angels Falling.
your number has been pulled.
Who's that? Damn, I don't see no other actors I recognize.
I think Denise Richards is in this.
Who is AZ Films?
This time, you've been recruited.
I did my time. I was honorably discharged.
I'm not talking about serving your country.
I mean, it looked
They
a little
kicked
better
him out,
than
y'all. They kicked
the
him out the
Christmas
I'm
one.
club.
talking about serving mankind.
Oh
They
no,
kicked
he's
him
out
out
the
the
club.
club.
This is.
Mhm,
Do
he's
y'all
gone.
remember when Wesley was going through his tax
His
stuff?
situation? Yeah.
He was
Yep.
overseas. The movies he was doing over there, he was putting out like 2 movies a year or something like that. Straight
Yeah.
direct to DVD and all of those things
Rate
like
the
that.
DVD. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It's,
I think Val Kilmer
it's
went
bad.
through a similar stage where he was just making all these straight to DVDs. Val Kilmer
Mhm.
had one like that. Nick Nolte had a string like
Nick
that.
Nolte.
Who were another one of those actors?
Nicolas
Seagal.
Cage. Nick Cage.
Nicolas
Oh yeah.
Cage
Well,
had
I
a
mean,
man. Nicolas
Seagal-
Cage has a
Seagal,
good
he-
decade of like awful films, like a
Mhm.
good 10-year stretch of like what happened to you, fam. That's why I'm so happy at his recent success that
He
he's
said he
had
had to do
Long
that
Legs,
because
and then he's gonna be doing the Spider-Man.
because I think he was getting married, getting divorced, getting married, getting divorced. I think that was going on with Nicolas Cage. So he was just paying off.
But the comeback happened. Brendan Fraser happened. Everyone is coming back now. Like nothing's permanently stuck on your resume anymore. All these actors, Will Smith, we're in a new age. And Harvey,
Not interrupt you, Chill. I just got a little joke. The reason we having the resurgence of Brandon Fraser is because we're having the downfall of The Rock. Remember, The Rock took Brandon Fraser's whole fucking
the Mummy.
thing. No, he took everything.
Relax.
He took everything.
I'm not gonna stand for this Dwayne the Johnson slander.
Yeah,
he's already going through a hard
Brandon
time.
Fraser's
Red
life,
is
man.
popping. Leave him
The
alone.
Rock took Brandon Fraser's life. He took his whole life. Everything going on with Brandon Fraser.
Brandon Fraser got into an accident and broke his back, and he couldn't walk, and he gained a bunch of weight. Like that's unfortunate, but that's not on The Rock.
No. That was
he was
later.
still the lead in the Mummy franchise. He made 2 more films after the Scorpion King.
Who took over? Who took over for The Rock? I mean, who took over for Brandon Fraser when it came to that? The Rock took over. Who took over for Race to Magic Mountain? Who took over? The Rock. Who took over for all of these things?
They made 2 other movies in the Mummy franchise
everything that The Rock is doing
Scorpion King with Brandon Fraser.
The Rock started doing Brandon Fraser. That was his MO.
Your joke has taken away from my
My bad.
Hey man, our president has sexual assault charges. It's a new era in America, man. That is precisely what Harvey was saying in his interview, and he asked him that question about cancel culture, and we're all course correcting now. So what do you think about it? And here was the Cuba's answer. Omar Gooding Jr.'s brother, by the way, from Smart Guy.
Thank you. So that's the first thing I'll say. But you know, it's an interesting time. Like you said, we're in an election that we now have President-elect Donald Trump back in the White House. And we have divided the country with 2 camps. You know, it's like that movie, The Matrix. You got the blue pill or you got the red pill, right? And if you pick either one, you're going to alienate 75 million people from their opinion about you. And I tell stories. That's what I do for a living. That's what I've been blessed to do. That's what the gift that God has given me. And so I try to stay neutral with politics in its entirety. When I did The People versus OJ, and I played OJ Simpson, I got that question over and over again. Did he do it? Did he do it? And I just stay out of it. I just stay completely down the middle on that. And so now.
Oh, I can answer that one though.
Of course, but that's your thing, and you know, it's like I'll tell you this thing. Even during this whole Pitty Combs scandal, right? This one guy comes out and he does a lawsuit and says, a picture clip from him. You remember that?
Mentions this? This man is a nut.
The picture says 1,000 words.
This man's an absolute nut. Why are you even talking about this?
But in this instance, picture has a narrative that he stated, right? With my arm over his shoulder, on a boat, surrounded by people. I have photos from that same session. But it's like, because he said that narrative,
you going through it?
I wake up in the morning and I'm on the Today Show, connected to P. Diddy's,
Dog, this is dumb.
You know, mess.
This is dumb.
It's like, it's horrifying. But at the same time, I have to say, you decided to become an actor. You decided to become a public figure. You won an Oscar. You can't take the highs and ignore the lows. You know, and basically a photo. It's almost like a guy with a puppy. Right?
Shut
a picture
up.
Of a puppy. You say that's so cute. You say, oh, but that guy eats dogs. So how cute is that picture now? Oh no, is he gonna eat the puppy? It's just a photo. So I gotta live my life, move on.
This interview started off so well.
Telling stories. That's who I am. That's what I do.
It's an 8-minute interview, and there's more to see. Go
Jesus,
check out
it's
TMZ.
already over though. It's already over. It started with this man talking about, yeah, you know, I tell stories. I don't want to be divisive. I want to bring everybody in. That's what I do for a living. We ended on eating dogs and talking about his lawsuit with Little Rod. What are you doing? Fam, we're here to market a Christmas movie. This is why I said it's probably not going to go well. And then even the stuff that he said, dog, you think that everything people are saying about you right now is based off of that picture that came out at the beginning of this year?
It's like he forgot all his lawsuits.
Wow. The dissonance. Like, yeah, no, man, if they would have never put that picture, this narrative about me would have never been out here. Damn all the men and women that have been coming forward saying I've been groped, I've been assaulted. Like, yo.
And to the people who didn't know about the photo, if you didn't know about the photo, it makes you want to search the photo. You brought it up.
You know it.
Yes,
Harvey didn't bring it up yet.
Said nothing about it. He's like, you know, it's like this one individual with the puffy shit. Fam, what are you doing?
What got him on TMZ? Like, why? What got him there?
The movie.
What made him say, you know what?
He was marketing the movie. You see, he had the name of it. He had the promotional poster in the back. He was trying to market the movie and then spun off on a tangent about P. Diddy.
It doesn't matter. The fact that he's on TMZ is bad. Listen, man, you know who's not on TMZ right now? Ezra Miller. Shia LaBeouf did the whole Quiet thing for 2 years, and he's in another one of those low budget movies, but he's getting a chance.
He was in Megalopolis as well.
Yeah, Megalopolis.
He was in Megalopolis?
Coppola movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a low budget movie. I saw how much money it returned. It was only like what, 3 or 4 million. So the budget could have been too high on that.
It was a bad movie. I don't know if I call it low budget, but it was a bad movie for sure.
I mean, I wasn't low budget. They spent money on that. Think about
Shia
LaBeouf. Shia LaBeouf he was doing interviews for, you know, he did some interview. He did that interview with the Punisher. That was a big viral interview.
Yep.
Yeah,
he was honest.
Yeah,
he was honest, and that was a good setting for that.
Right. Yeah. They cried and everything, you know what I'm saying? He became he like turned into a cholo, which is weird. But you know.
He played that one role where he was like he was a bodyguard in the cartel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he just turned into that. They say he got the real, like the tattoos was real. Mexican? I mean, you know.
It's not very convincing Mexican to me, but he was good.
Let's increase the budget. Let's hop over to the DC universe, everybody. Superman t-shirt on deck. DC, James Gunn, he came out 2 years ago. It was January of 2023. Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. We're going to start with Creature Commandos and then Superman Legacy. Yes. Our next movie is going to be Supergirl. Batman Brave and the Bold is coming. It's going to be a Swamp Thing movie also, okay? And then check out the... what were the other ones? Lanterns on TV. Amanda Waller gets her own show. Okay, I'm gonna continue some Suicide Squad. We don't know exactly what's canon and what's not canon. We now know everything that he doesn't want to be canon isn't anymore. Aquaman, Flash, Blue Beetle. He wants to keep the actor, so he just said like, you know, whatever's canon or not canon is our decision. All right. So we know what the slate is, and we see it, and we go. We know what the next 5 years will look like. He added a new movie. There's a character who I've never heard of, but Daniel Craig has heard of, the James Bond actor, Sergeant Rock. Ever heard of this guy, Blue?
Yeah, I heard of Sergeant Rock.
Educate me.
Is he top 50?
No. I mean, people saying they have never heard of him, that tracks. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've heard of him because, like, back in the day, I collected anything. You know what I'm saying? If it was a comic book, I got it. Sergeant Rock and the Easy Company, if I remember correctly, he's just a war vet. He's not like
no powers or nothing.
Nah, he's a regular dude. He's a regular guy.
Okay. I think that this is it's standard Hollywood stuff. It's an answer to Marvel's General Ross. It's market matching. It's branding matching.
Yeah,
They copy each other so much, and they have to have equal parts to whatever is going on at the competitor site. So
right.
this is their Thaddeus Ross. I would not be surprised if you end up seeing
You can.
Sergeant Rock
He
as
was
the
more.
president.
He was more so the equivalent to Nick Fury in the Howling Commandos.
Okay,
Right.
that
He was
that
more
could be as
that
well.
equivalent. And I
Okay.
think that's what James Gunn probably would have loved to have do something with Nick Fury. Marvel fucked Nick Fury up as we saw, other than
Yeah.
it being played by a dope ass actor. That's not Nick Fury, right? We know that there's no infinity serum in him. He's old, he's aging. We're seeing him even with the damn stupid ass Secret Invasion. He couldn't walk too good, that ain't
Can
Nick Fury.
we get that trending? Can we get that out of the Disney vault? Like the Acolyte, put that shit wherever the Acolyte is at.
Put that wherever Willow and all of them went.
Yes, same spot.
But so didn't they got rid of Indiana Jones too, didn't they? I don't think it's on Disney
No,
Plus.
that's up. Unfortunately,
Is it
that's
up?
still there.
Damn.
Yeah, that's still there.
But yeah, he's not like I said, I got a couple of comics from, but I'm not real big into war comics like that. You know what I'm saying? So just had a couple of issues, but I think this would work for DC. I think this is an area where you can see it working because James Gunn does this. He grabs fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't know who they were. Grabs them, makes them this fucking big, huge brand, and look at them now. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could work if he's doing it. Now, I don't know who's doing it.
It says it's the following the critically acclaimed collaboration on Queer, The Dish. Here's that Oscar-nominated filmmaker Luca Guadagnino and Daniel Craig are getting back together for Sergeant Rock at DC Studios. Actually, this is poised to be Guadagnino's next directing job before his Lionsgate American Psycho reboot. So he's already got something coming after this. It's probably happening sooner than we would have expected.
Psycho.
Yeah. I'm not rushing to watch a movie called Queer, but I would have to see his work.
I've never seen it, so I don't even know what to expect from that. But the American Psycho, the American Psycho that he's tapped to do that tells me what his interests are, at least.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe he's capable of. Maybe he has a wider range that he's able to write for.
We hear the Sergeant Rock's.
My question. No, finish, Chill. Go ahead.
We hear the screenplay by Challengers and Queer scribe Justin Kurutsky's is in good shape. The screenplay is already in motion. This was not part of his Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters. So again, I have to go to the studio head. Why did you tell me in January of 2023 what your beginning is? Your Chapter 1, but you didn't mention this. It shows me mismanagement. It shows me the fluidity of your plans. It shows me uncoordination.
Number one, I told you so. Number two, how do you think these studios are able to sit in the living room or sit on a FaceTime in a Zoom with the likes of Mahershala Ali, with the likes of Daniel Craig, with the likes of Yahya Abdul-Mateen, Giancarlo Esposito, and get them to take the position of these no-name, nothing characters that no one knows about? But so often we see guys' names cycled through the Reed Richards and the Batmans and the who else, the Daredevils and the Hawks, and you see the laundry list of names, so they know what's out there. They're not. You don't have to read a comic book to know who Captain America is. You don't have to read a comic book to know who Iron Man is. How do you sit down in this room with these people? What is even the pitch for Sergeant Rock? What's the pitch for Sidewinder? Like, how do you convince an actor who's getting as much work as Giancarlo Esposito is to be Sidewinder? I don't understand how they're being duped into playing nothing characters in a superhero universe, but they're larger than life in all their other roles. You're James Bond, fam. Who is Sergeant Rock? I don't understand this.
What? You don't recognize Sergeant Franklin John Rock? No.
No.
Oh.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, we gotta find another name because I'm not gonna call him Sergeant Rock all movie. It's just not gonna
Sergeant Rock.
that is not gonna happen. Y'all gotta find a nickname to call
Sergeant
that
Rock.
boy because I'm not just not doing it.
Sergeant Rock. My thing is, what is he gonna be? Is this modern? Because Sergeant Rock was like, if I remember correctly, it was like Vietnam. I want to say Sergeant Rock was like Vietnam or something like that.
Oh, so this is not even in current. Well, that would actually make a little bit more sense if they do a period film with no, because they don't need any more standalone
What's
stuff.
it, Vietnam?
They really don't.
It says that the character gained steam in 1977, and he ran until July of 1988.
Okay.
That would be a Vietnam War vet.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know too much about him, other than he shot machine guns and.
So we're looking at a low budget film.
Oh yeah, but see that, and it could be that the return on this film probably could be massive. You see what I'm saying? That's the thing. The return on this could probably be massive. It could probably fly under the radar and not even seem like it's an attached DCU film. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have to market it as a DCU film. This could just be Sergeant Rock. We already got, like you said, we got James Bond playing this character. Hopefully we can get 250 from this on a maybe a $80 million budget.
And if the movie is critically acclaimed, DC has a reputation.
Yeah.
If this could be a place filler for movies like The Flash or Shazam and be a profitable film, something that gains interest for DC generally, okay, I guess I'm cool with it. Why did it have to be Daniel Craig?
Daniel Craig might be aging out.
Why did you have to cast Bond to play this guy? I don't know.
You might owe him a favor. And Craig, who knows? Craig might have grew up reading this. Craig might have grew up reading Sergeant Rock.
I'm not doing that.
I don't know.
I'm sure he'll say something like that in his pressers. I read a lot about this character. I really got close. I felt like we were the same person. I really wanted to immerse myself in him.
He spoke to me. I visualized myself as Sergeant Rock.
There's probably 20 comics on this character. You read 2 of them and said, "I love it. Let's do it."
Superman Legacy, white. The Authority, that's the one I forgot. All right, we got an ensemble cast in that one. Brave Bold's white. Supergirl's white. Swamp Thing is probably going to get a mixed race actor just to say that they did the casting, but not show the skin tone. Awesome. We got Creature Commandos. Waller, there we go. Which I heard is not.
My bad. Somebody in the comments just said Sergeant Rock was the original captain of the Creature Commandos.
Okay.
Do you think that's where he's going to be introduced? Oh, well, no, that's animation.
Oh, yeah. We got Waller. We got Booster Gold, who I heard Kumail Nanjiani is going to play, which race swap castings don't elevate the demographic of which the race swap cast is. It just makes a white guy more popular.
Nobody was going to watch Booster Gold anyways.
We got Lanterns, so if you're looking for representation, I'll meet you halfway. You can get Jon Stewart with your Hal Jordan, and then Paradise Lost.
You gonna have to meet me in Burbank in front of the statue, boy.
That's right.
Now, where Guy Gardner's statue at? Where is Guy Gardner's statue? Where's Hal Jordan's statue at?
I wanted to tag you in that, Chill. That's big shit.
You're gonna have to meet me at the statue, boy. Not the Hal Jordan statue, the Jon Stewart statue.
That's big shit.
The casting of where was I? The race swap you're gonna have to bring yourself in, buddy. The race swap castings aren't the solution to me, but I am noticing that this character is white. It's James Bond. It's Daniel Craig, right? So that's another white movie. Am I irked at what point do I go, okay, DC, you've done X amount of movies and you haven't been representing? I think 5 movies is fair. It's fair to at least voice and say, listen, it's been 5 movies, and none of the 6th one that you're mentioning is a white guy. What's going on over there? Like, can you give us some 6?
DC
like for every 6 movies, Blue, for every 5 movies, I get a black actor in a role. Like that's not you guys. You guys pat yourself on the head too much.
If you really want to extend it out, it was James Gunn's decision not to continue on the Black Adam arc, right? So you just axed out 2 more opportunities to have
He
black
acts out
character
everything though.
that
No,
pulled
he
in.
acts out everything. I
He
can't
didn't
hold
act
that one
out
against
everything.
him.
He didn't know. Now that's
Okay,
one thing
I'm
I
just
will.
saying.
I give some shit on to James Gunn because he's picking and choosing what he's acting out. He picking and
Been said
choosing,
that.
and that's
There's no
confusing the
consistency
fan.
at all.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
confusing the fan.
if you're enough of my friend, if you're my friend, i.e.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, you can stick around. If you're
Yeah.
not, then greener pastures. We'll see.
Yeah, that's confusing the fans. That's confusing the fan base because you already got the fucking crazy Snyder fanatics, right? You got that, and you're not doing nothing to squash that out. Because if I'm coming in and I'm starting something new, I want to squash that out, not keep that fire going. Because that's all he's doing. He playing with them,
Or at least placate them enough that they don't try to actively tank your new products. I think
that too.
he's fighting to win over the DC fan base at the moment, because he's going in a different direction that they wanted him to, number one. And then number two, he hasn't had a bona fide win yet, right?
Mhm.
He hasn't had something to prove everybody wrong yet. So they'll continue to get louder and louder and louder. And the more failures that they post, the louder that they'll get,
Mhm.
to the point where, at a certain point, you're going to have to start accounting for some of the failures at DC. It can't just be, oh, well, that wasn't his. He didn't
Right.
shoot that. He wasn't involved. He's the president, and he okays it, right?
Right.
So
See,
you don't have
to-
that bill's gonna come due.
To go back to Chill's point, this is what I'm looking at, Chill. I want to see how they do Mr. Terrific in the Superman movie if they make him out to be a star to where they can spin him off to his own. Right?
Maybe he is doing the same thing. He's waiting.
He could be. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what I would like to see, because if they make it to where Mr. Terrific is a focal point, a breakout star in that, to where now people like, who the fuck is Mr. Terrific, and want to go and read up or look into Mr. Terrific, I would love to see that. I would love to see Black Lightning show up, being that he was the first black superhero in DC. See him show up somewhere. Jefferson Pierce. See him show up somewhere, you know what I'm saying? To where they can now Black Panther him into a situation. You know what I'm saying? Like the blueprint is there for him.
Wait, yeah, the blueprint is there for him. So then what am I complaining about? Where's the black movie? Hey, no. Do all your white movies. Make sure that the studio is as big as it possibly can be, which is where they were in 2018. And then even a film in February can be gross over $1 billion.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
So then, what am I saying? Why am I with the pitchforks going, hey, where's the black movie? No. Do your white stuff. Go ahead. And now when the studio is at can't miss, it's critically acclaimed. You got all that audience who, the completionist who has to see every flick. Now give me that Mr. Terrific or Jon Stewart or whoever it is that they decide to go with, and give me a trilogy.
Because see, that was Marvel's downfall. That does make sense. That was Marvel's downfall. My bad, Mark. I'm just saying that was Marvel's downfall. They crescendoed out and the only person who benefited from that was Captain Marvel, that first movie, right? Well, I guess you could say Black Panther would have benefited from the crescendo as well. But after that, they started bringing all of these ancillary characters in who couldn't benefit from it because now we're on the downslope.
Yeah, I think Captain Marvel and Black Panther, where they were headed, that they were pre Avengers Endgame or pre Infinity War, they were part of the ramp up, right? They were part of the streak, so they get the benefit of the doubt of assisting in the ascension. Everything that came after Endgame didn't add, it didn't push it forward, it didn't grow. We just got diminishing. Everything got less and less effective.
Spider-Man No Way Home begs to differ.
That's what I'm saying. The closer you are to Endgame, the better it was. The farther and farther we got away from Endgame, the worse stuff got. So we ended up with damn Secret Invasion and Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And we ended up with, a lot of terrible products. She-Hulk. The further and further we got from Endgame, the worse that shit got.
Yeah.
And so I think it would behoove them to take a risk. It's risky. It is. You don't know if Mr. Terrific is going to be popular. And if it absolutely tanks in a studio like that, it'll do more damage than it was good. Right. Even though we would love to see Mr. Terrific on screen, if it's bad, they'll use that as an example not to put other black characters in that position. So it's a risk. It's a risk that Marvel took in 2018. They took it, and it paid dividends. They did the same thing with an unpopular comic book character in Carol Danvers, and it paid off. So you have to step out there and take a risk.
Once you're established, though.
See,
It's not
again,
a risk.
we're talking about them heading towards the crescendo at when we're talking about going to Endgame. So they weren't finished, right? They still had time to drop the ball and ruin that streak that they were on. They just didn't. So there's still, you know, there's a little bit of risk involved. You gotta spend money to make money. Go gamble a little bit.
Go gamble. Bet on black.
Put it all on black, baby. What up, Darius? Is it good?
Brother, it's always good.
All right, for sure.
How y'all doing?
We're doing okay. We were just talking about DC. I particularly noticed, Darius, how they announced all of these things, and now we're starting to hear about Sergeant Franklin John Rock. Where was that in your January 2023 presentation? Sergeant John.
Yeah, I don't know why this was announced. I don't know who this, like, first of all, I don't even know who the fuck this is, nor do I care. So it's just like, it's you would think James Gunn being over at Marvel, watching the downfall of Marvel, being under that umbrella during the downfall, would take some of that downfall knowledge over to DC and say, I'm not going to repeat some of those same mistakes. Why would you get a big name like Daniel Craig to play a nobody? That's just like getting Giancarlo Esposito to play a nobody. So I don't understand. I don't, you know, when it came out,
sound like guys. Sound like.
Yeah,
I just read up on Sergeant Rock.
I was just like, I didn't care.
It seems that in the 80s and 90s, Schwarzenegger was attached to play Sergeant Rock. That was going to be done by Joel Silver. I'm sorry. Bruce Willis was attached with Guy Ritchie to direct. Who else we got? They was going to do a movie called The Easy Company, which would have been a Sergeant Rock film, and now they got Daniel Craig. So seemed like he's been around for. I guess this has been floating around.
It's a discount 18, and it never actually got made.
Never actually got made. It seemed like it's been floating around, but you know, but this is Gunn's thing. This is what he do. But I'm with y'all. I mean,
yes, but is Gunn directing this?
No.
Is Gunn writing this?
No.
Okay, so, and I see Critical Mass where he said no one gave a fuck about Guardians. The difference is Gunn directed Guardians. Gunn wrote Guardians. Gunn put his spin. He took a group of nobodies that we didn't give a fuck about in comics and turned them into one of the in my opinion, one of the best trilogies in Marvel, in the MCU. If he's not writing this, we can't say that Gunn's going to put his Gunn spin on this.
True.
He's not writing.
This is also not the only Guardians he's got. Look at the slate. Who are the Authority? We've never heard of them. Swamp Thing is one of those low D-listers. Booster Gold is not too popular.
It's a lot.
Who are the Creature Commandos? We can't just have everything being the unknowns. You own the IP to all these fantastic characters who've never really been done right. You have it.
And
you don't have Sony, which has got
Universal
got Hulk. The Fox has the X-Men. Yeah. You don't have that issue here at DC.
I think Gunn is trying to be anti-Snyder, and I don't.
This might send him trying to be anti-Snyder
into the wrong way. I think it's gonna send him down. What'd you say, Darius? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Oh, he's definitely trying to be anti-Snyder for sure.
Trying to be anti-Snyder, and I think he's going down the wrong direction with that. Because pull that list back up, Chill. We have no Batman movement, right? None whatsoever. You would think that
you got all of this here, but Batman and Superman are going to be what 4 or 5 years apart. So we just got to take it on faith that the rest of this stuff is good.
The rest of the stuff is going to build the excitement. I'm going Superman, Batman. I'm doing what Zack Snyder did. I'm sorry, I'm doing it. I got to. There's no one. Where's Wonder Woman? What happened to Paradise Lost? That got taken off the.
I haven't heard noise.
You know, we're sitting here talking about Paradise Lost. Yeah. Wonder Woman and brothers.
I know he's not ranting and eating it in the middle of each word.
Brothers. I think it all hinges on this December trailer. Obviously, this December trailer for Superman. If this December trailer, yes, does not blow minds and cause conversation and theory and speculation, fuck, then the paradise is going to be lost. There is going to be no Wonder Woman or any of that because there's going to be nothing to go off of. So yeah. We'll see in December for sure, though.
I tried to tell y'all that this man was running this shit haphazardly, and it only took me the fact that we've gone through the stretch that we've gone through with DC, and the only thing that got cut or canceled was Batgirl. Right? We've seen the last few years. No, that was Zaslav. That was Zaslav. That was his decision because that was right as they were hiring James Gunn. So I don't think he made the alter. He could have, because he was technically the president at the time, but that was more than likely Zaslav. But that's it. That's all. So if cutting whole movies to save the studio from embarrassment is an option, and the only thing that we decided to do that on was Batgirl, that means you made a conscious decision to say, okay, Blue Beetle, yeah, Shazam, yeah, Aquaman 2, yeah, Flash, yeah. Batgirl, no. I'm not saying that Batgirl would have saved the DC universe, but I'm saying
that's a weird.
He's very picky and choosy. He's inconsistent with his logic. How did you watch all of those films and say, "Oh yeah, that's good enough," but we're a dead stop on Batgirl?
That's a weird flex. I agree.
A couple
Sergeant
things.
Rock.
Frank Grillo said about the Superman trailer that he got a sneak peek at a little bit of the trailer, and I'm not joking, and I'm not blowing this out of proportion. My skin was hot, and I had goosebumps. That's how great it is.
That don't even sound like
full of shit. You gave that quote to Collider. Full of shit. I don't want to hear that.
I'm just going off of the only thing that I can go off of is the test screenings. They have been positive, the things that they've said. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see in December. As long as there's no, my thing is I don't want it to be too James Gunn. And that's fine with the Guardians. James Gunn on the Guardians, when you've got, the Guardians doing a badass hallway scene and you got No Sleep in Brooklyn playing, I don't want that. If Kal-El starts beating the shit out of somebody and I start hearing one of James Gunn's favorite 80s songs in the background, that's going to piss me off. I don't want to see that. I don't want, no, that's not Kal-El. That's not Superman. That's not what I want to see. It needs to be, but from what we heard, a lot of John Williams score is in it. Because he's scoring the film, and
Welcome
so
to the jungle. That's probably what you're gonna hear. You're gonna hear a lot of
Welcome
to the jungle.
Welcome to the
jungle. Yeah. You're gonna see it. It's gonna pop up at some point. That's his thing. He's gonna play some Motown in there, probably, but that's for the movie. Right. Like it's the soundtrack is always gonna be good in a James Gunn superhero movie. I won't. That's why I think the trailer will be appealing. That is not it. You don't buy tickets to trailers. You don't make money off of trailers. You pay for trailers. That's marketing. It's advertisement. It's supposed to look good. We aren't going to know anything about how this whole thing with DC is going to go until we get some returns.
I never thought about
their money.
The tone of Superman in regards to how James Gunn films. I never really thought about it that way.
He's going to have your attention off the trailer. I don't think that's going to be a very hard bar to cross. It's Superman, number one. He loves music, being James Gunn. He's very good at picking playlists, even though he repeats a lot of songs. But he knows what gets people excited when they're watching films. That is not the bar. He needs to get asses in seats. If he's not going to do that with Superman, then we're going to be going another direction.
Let's talk more about James Gunn. Did you hear his answer about canon?
I really love it. So what's canon and what's not these days in the DCU? Because obviously, we have Weasel, we have aspects of the Suicide Squad, and Peacemaker as well.
Yeah, whatever I want.
What is your thinking in terms of how that works?
Real simply, nothing for sure is canon unless you see it in Creature Commandos Forward for the DCU.
Okay.
Now, in Creature
What?
Commandos. You'll hear them talk about things that happened in Suicide Squad or Peacemaker.
What?
Things automatically become canon. The truth is, almost all of Peacemaker is canon, with the exception of Justice League.
You're late, you dickheads.
Which we will, kind of deal with in the next season of Peacemaker.
Oh, okay.
But really, to be totally sure, everything that's purely canon is Creature Commandos through Superman, through Lanterns, Supergirl, Peacemaker season 2. I mean, does canon matter anymore?
Pause real quick.
Well,
did James Gunn shoot season 1 of Peacemaker? Was that
He
him?
did. He did.
So you mean he put in the Justice League appearance?
He did
and
that.
then
Yeah,
turns around and says, yes, everything is going to be canon except for the Justice League appearance that I put in.
But this contradicts what he said in that closet video he did where he gave the DC slate. Where he was like, "Oh,
you gotta keep up with James Gunn. He's already welched on those dates. We got to get up to the newest date that he's welched on."
Actually, let me be James Gunn's lawyer, Darius. He was never specific on what was canon there and what wasn't canon. He used terminology, but never actually used the word canon. Today, he is.
I think I've heard 3 different entry points to when it was supposed to jump off. What was supposed to be
several.
It was Creature Commandos is the most recent.
Beetle.
Before
Blue
that,
Beetle was one.
And before that, I thought it was Flash. I thought something was going to happen.
It was Flash. It was the Flash.
The new
they said James Gunn specifically said the Flash is going to reset, his words, the DCU.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That never happened.
So now we've crossed the threshold on 2 of those. If it don't happen at Creature Commandos, he's just full of shit. He's full of shit.
No, today he's telling you canon is what I make it, what I choose. He kind of said that right now. If it is, it's not. We'll let you know. But James Gunn said the Superman stuff, the Flash, Aquaman. Don't worry about them showing up in Peacemaker.
Realistically, out of the 4 of us, and this is for the chat as well. I'm curious, who's watching Creatures Commandos?
Poll question.
Does that really need to go to a poll? Because the 4 of us, was cricket. So I can imagine the chat is probably feeling the same way. The fact that Creature Commandos sets off his DC universe is inconsequential because no one's watching Creature Commandos. Regardless of if Creature Commandos is great or bad, it does not matter. It's not going to do anything to the DCU.
Yeah, I think that's the bad. If that's the jumping on point, if that's where the train starts at, that's a horrible starting point. I believe, you know what I'm saying? It's just bad. I agree with that. And I've always agreed with that. As an animated situation, Creature Commandos, this is something that I have to go on HBO Max to watch. That's the failings of Disney. I got to get on Disney Plus to watch these things in order to learn what's going on in the MCU, right? People don't even like Disney Plus as an app, let alone to get on there to watch fucking whatever Marvel got going on. You know what I'm saying? So to do that with HBO, I guess would have better platform for that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But I'm with you, Darius. I don't think nobody's. I don't think anybody is. Let me go hop on the Creature Commandos train.
And I feel obligated to watch it. But if it turns out being good, like X-Men 97 was an animated thing that was good. So I could like it.
But
we had history with 97.
Right. And Darius isn't saying that it won't be good. He's just saying, well, that's my argument with Agatha, right? Everybody's saying, oh, Agatha, nobody asked for this, huh? Well, yeah, nobody watched it neither. Just because it got high fucking ratings don't mean anybody watched it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the argument.
Let's rewind 10 seconds and hear more, James.
And it is Creature Commandos through Superman, through Lanterns, Supergirl, Peacemaker season 2. I mean, does canon matter anymore anyway? Well, one of the weird things to me is it
don't do a
none of this is real. It may be alarming to people, but none of it is real. It's all just stories that we're telling about characters, and hopefully there's authenticity and truth to those stories because we care about those stories. The characters, the actors, the performers, the animators, they all care about these stories. But it's not real.
Right.
So what's canon can really be whatever you want to be canon. If you want to pretend that,
Batman. Yeah, sure.
Hey,
Okay.
I'm out.
Together, you can
Get me
pretend
out of
Vito and
here.
Batman go on
He's a
adventures.
fraud. Bro is a fraud.
Hell yeah, everything's canon.
I think that's
Whatever the fuck we want it to be. I love that. Yeah, okay. I love that. I love that for DC.
I don't know if any of you guys know this, but none of this comic book stuff is real. Hey, you go sit next to Kathleen, and when she takes her bus out of here, you make sure you get on it. You make sure you are on the celebration train with Kathleen Kennedy when she leaves Lucasfilm. Get this man out of here. Fraud. Absolute fraud.
And see, I was on this. I want competition. So I'm on James Gunn's side because I want competition. I need somebody to pull their head out their ass somewhere.
This is not competitive, though. Yeah, this is not competitive. This is.
You know what would be competitive is if Marvel drops the Fantastic Four trailer shortly after. No, I'm not saying the same day or anything, but shortly after Superman, or the same day, shortly after Superman trailer revealing Sentry, maybe not showing him fully, but showing something of him. I mean, he is the one of Marvel's equivalents to Superman.
You mean the Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Sorry, what did I say? Fantastic Four. Sorry. I'm sorry. I meant
ready for that because they chose a teenage Bob Reynolds. They're not ready for that. Now, if they'd have chose a grown man, a grown white man. I'm sorry, Steven. It was never going to work. But if they'd have shown a tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Superman-like figure, like how it was supposed to be, they would be crushing it. They're already ahead of you, right? Because the Thunderbolts is going to come out before Superman.
Right.
If you do it right,
yeah,
you could have a character that would at least rival Superman. I can't tell you that the years and years of propaganda is going to make a Marvel Superman more popular than the actual Superman.
No,
you can cut into that for sure, especially if what he's making over there stinks. And I gotta tell you, man, that little last bit there about continuity, about because canon even matter. He should have tore that man apart. He should have tore him a new asshole. There's no way you get out of that statement. Does canon really matter? Then why do you like these characters, James? Why are we watching goddamn Sergeant Boulder? I'm not calling him Sergeant. and Booster Gold and Creature Commandos. If you don't care about canon, that should be the only basis for you putting this shit on screen. Is because you loved it in the comic books. That's canon, James.
Why did you have to reboot if canon wasn't a factor? You could have just kept everyone's character.
We could have just stayed on what we were already doing with the actors that we care for. If canon doesn't matter, put Batfleck and Henry Cavill and hodgepodge them with the characters that you want to put together and just make it.
And say who fucking cares? I'm James Gunn and canon don't matter.
And James Gunn, this crown on your head.
That was a terrible quote.
This comes with the responsibility of storytelling, and you're just making me not want to be invested when you say that from the start. Don't even try worrying about canon. All right,
this is big KK energy here. This is big Kathleen Kennedy energy. I know better. I know what direction to take it in. All that old stuff, strike it from your memory. Canon doesn't matter, fam. He's the Force's female quote away from being male Kathleen Kennedy.
I have a question, DC James Gunn related. How long ago was it that he took over and made the announcement where he did the whole timeline and said Shazam's in his own Elseworld or whatever the fuck?
January 31st, 2023.
January 31st, 2023. That's when he did that?
I thought it's been 2 years.
2 years.
Has it not been? Okay, so for coming up on the 2 years, let's just round that and say the 2 years. Within that 2 years, one of the things he did say in that video was the DCU has been fractured. Has it felt any less fractured to any of you in the past 2 years?
So much less organized. Which is crazy because of everything that we had going on in DC and Warner Brothers prior to him coming in.
Right.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, that video.
It says January 31.
Lordy.
Well, yeah, James. I don't feel like it's less fractured. Like Marcus said, it feels like it's even more disorganized.
I thought the idea was to put everything under one umbrella. Yeah, go ahead and play this. Let's hear all the horse shit. No, play it. Let him hang himself.
I'm James
see
Gunn. I'm the
what's gonna happen.
co-CEO of DC Studios. So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. It's one of our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming.
Wait. That's what canon means, isn't it? Did they change the definition
It
of
is.
canon?
It is. This is why I have said so many times, bro.
I wish we could put that shit side by side. I wish we could put it side by side.
I will. There will be an edit of this.
Connected.
No, I'm telling you, when talking about James Gunn, it's crazy. When he was announced as president, I don't think that I don't think he's the wrong guy to be president because he knows his stuff. I think James, even though we all have our issues with Kevin Feige, one of the things I do appreciate with Kevin Feige is invested in whatever it is they're trying to do at Marvel Studios. He's trying. We don't see Kevin Feige on Twitter answering back to 0294302 Twitter user, saying, giving these long ass Harry Potter novels about, oh no, you're wrong and this is why. We don't see, Kevin Feige saying, on these interviews, this is this and this is that, and then changing his answers every other time. James needs to be a president and stick to the behind the scenes shit. And when it's necessary for him to speak, he needs to speak. But other than that, I think I've always said this, he does too much damn talking.
What happened to
too
the other
much
guy that was supposed to be running the studio with him? I thought
Safran?
Safran is the money man.
Where's Safran?
He's the money man.
Is he not the PR guy? Is he not the forward facing? I need to talk to the media guy. Oh, he's the money man. Oh, okay, got you.
He's one
of Hollywood's biggest producers,
and he was one of the ones behind the whole Batgirl decision too. Because they said it was unreleasable, and because it was unreleasable, Peter Safran in that interview said that it wouldn't have made the money that putting it out wouldn't have made what they put into it.
You mean like Aquaman or Flash or Blue Beetle or Shazam or
any of those?
Yeah, he's the Kevin Durant of Twitter. Good one.
Yeah,
he need a burner. That's what he need.
He does, because he is forever on Twitter trying to debunk some shit. And Josh over at Dinner Nerds and James had their beef on Twitter. I want to say, was that 2 years ago now? When he announced the whole deal. Josh seems to think that he's going to drop that trailer December 12th, which is the same day that Henry Cavill's Superman trailer dropped.
Okay.
But not in a, let's respect Henry Cavill type of way. Some type, yes, let's erase Henry Cavill. Just a few days ago, he did make that statement about ripping up Henry Cavill's Superman suit and setting it on fire and all that shit. So he does not, at least it seemingly, he doesn't care for Henry Cavill Superman. So there could just be a thing that despite Henry Cavill Superman, like Marcus said, let's erase him, let's forget him. This is Superman now, and shut the fuck up and move forward.
Do we really want this Mr. Terrific movie currently, the current regime and the disordeal that is happening now? I'm cool on it. Let's give it 5 years.
I'm cool on Gunn. Like, I think Zaslav probably comes to a decision. He does one or two things. He turns this thing over to Reeves and rides the cash cow because Reeves is making money. He's the only thing in DC that's making money. And he either does that or he just sells it. He just sells DC to Apple, who I think they are brimming at the opportunity to get a brand name IP like a DC or Marvel or Lucasfilm. They're snapping at the bits. They have the capabilities to make series and movies like that. Just nobody's giving them a chance. I don't know if they don't have a marketing budget. I don't know. I really don't know what Apple's problem is. Every time I put on a series or a movie from Apple Studios, it looks very well put together.
No, they got the budget. Silo was dope. You had the Godzilla series. What was that? Monarch. That was good.
Monarch series was very popular.
Like most of to me they like how HBO is. Like a lot of HBO things don't miss. You know what I'm saying? If it's a series on HBO, it's probably gonna be good. I look at Apple the same way. So I'm with you. I don't know. Maybe they can go get a
movie there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did a movie
Maybe they
there
can
a
go
couple
get an
years ago.
image.
I'm dying.
But then does the question not then become, okay, say he fails, James Gunn fails, I'm selling DC now. At what point do you lose us as the fandom? Because I can tell you right now, I'm not jumping with DC to another person in charge, to another screening of here's what we're gonna do, here's the new timeline, here's what we got coming, here's who's playing this. When is all that shit happening? Like 20 years, like I won't jump with DC. So either they get this shit right now, and I know that I use this, my $17, $20 ticket don't matter. You'll lose it. I'm not jumping to a new leader. I'm not. I've done this shit twice. Fuck you.
Nah, they took us all in. They all in on it. They got to, because like I'm with you. There's them going from what Snyder did or whatever that old regime was over there to now. We out of here. After this, if it don't stick, you know what I'm saying? We out of here. We done. You know?
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I'd be done.
Michael Nemo, $10. Canon can never matter to a movie studio. Canon happens in comics because comics don't cost millions. Film canon depends on successful films. They don't want to tie one winning film to 5 failures. You've yet to fail, though. Michael, if you attach all these successes together, we get Infinity War and Endgame. You know, I don't know. I disagree.
Yeah,
I hate to disagree with you, Michael, but that's not how Lucasfilm was built prior to Disney taking over control of it. That's not how Marvel was built prior to the movie industry coming into form. That's not how IPs work. Yeah, you don't just do things haphazardly because you think that they'll make money. It has to have a proven track record, right? You just said that film canon is based off of what's successful. So if it's been successful and it has a proven track record, that's what defines the canon. You don't just sit up there and tell people none of this is real so we can do whatever the hell we want.
No, you can do that. They chose not to. He chose to call it a DCU. It's all one universe.
Right.
Now, if he said every movie will be unattached,
standalone,
Marvel's doing the attached stuff, we're going to have every single character not interact.
I'm just giving you Batman stories.
Yes.
Like he could have said, I'm just going to give you Batman stories. You're right. You know what I'm saying?
Still ain't said shit about Batman. No, nothing about that.
Trailer is already, if it's ready to be posted, I think we should start hearing, maybe in the turn of the new year, start hearing more stuff about Batman. We should. Theoretically,
he's got this James Gunn's problem is he's not putting enough on the marketing of this new DC universe. He's saying a lot of shit online, but for the people who don't live online, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's a trailer? Where's some tangible shit? We ain't got nothing to this. Yeah. DCU is damn near Blade. It's damn near Blade right now. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing tangible about the DCU going for Superman. We see the Superman shit. Where the trailer at? Creature Commando. Like, it's taking too long to get these things going. DC
entirely too long.
Right. It's already down in the dirt. It's already down in the dumps.
Do you remember how early?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
How he announced it early and people were saying, that's why no one's watching Aquaman and Flash. You tanked the performance. They know these movies don't matter. There was no benefit to making that January video the way he did.
At all.
There's no reason for it.
At all. We said that at the time.
Yeah.
We said that at the
at
time.
all.
You guys are James Gunn haters. You're not giving him a chance. He's a
killed
different type of president. No, man, none of this shit made sense. Didn't make sense.
He killed every last one of their movies.
Now, Michael hits us back up because earlier he just messaged us. Now he says, right, but Lucas built his universe every 3 years.
How does that
he never gave the quote that James Gunn gave.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. He built his universe every 3 years. Meaning he came out with a sequel every 3 years.
Like he went and added on to the stories. That's how he built it out. Like he wrote in 3-year segments. That's fine. That doesn't say anything about what he's drawing from, right? The characters that he's writing in their histories and how that's directly connected to other literature.
Mm-hmm.
Luke and Leia kissed each other like they weren't brother and sister. Then he decided they were brother and sister. So the canon changed.
Right.
Okay. All right. I will accept that. I'll accept that because that did happen. Where else? Where else?
No, I don't think he was using that to say that that's going against canon. He's just saying that, yeah, things can change. You being a right. That's like power levels, right? Asking such and such, can Magneto defeat Iron Man, right? Have that it's all dependent on the writer. You know what I'm saying? So there's canon in that, but that next writer could be like, we're gonna have Magneto beat Iron Man, or we're gonna have Iron Man beat Magneto, right? And I think that's what Chill is saying. Dependent on the situation, things can change. But to me, canon is these situations have ramifications in the future, right? Or something like that. So with James Gunn coming in and saying, "Oh, I hate to tell you, but it's fate. You know, comic books ain't real, and canon is what we make it." Yes, canon is what you make it, but
yeah, I mean,
really?
it's just it's like with Star Wars. Like, I mean, there are events. I mean, I don't. Why are we explaining canon? I mean, there are events and shit and stories that happen that are important to the storytelling aspect of what you're doing. Like with Star Wars, bro. Like without episode 1 being canon and the events of that, you don't have episode 2, you don't have episode 3, you don't. I mean, like, what the fuck? Why are we explaining what canon is? So it's like, no. I'll be seated in December, and we'll see what James is cooking. We'll see what James is cooking.
I don't see why Superman Legacy won't be good. All of this chatter isn't his filmmaking capabilities.
Right. Right.
Like Blue was saying earlier, you know, those casuals, they're not paying attention to what he said on Threads and what his Instagram posting. They don't care about that stuff. They want to see the commercial when they watch the Super Bowl and they go, Superman's back. It's been 6 years since the Snyder Cut. It's been 5 years since Joss Whedon. Regardless, that's the Superman news. That's the everything that we needed to talk about. We took care of Jonathan Majors. Let's do Star Wars.
I think before we do that, I think somebody said something. I think it was Blue that was talking about just how the process and how long it takes them to get shit out. That's an issue not just with Marvel. I think it's an issue with everybody. I mean, when are we getting the next season of House of Dragon? What, 2027?
Yeah.
2026? Like that's a long time. Like, look at what's going on with Euphoria right now. Look how the gap affected Invincible season 2. I mean, I almost didn't really want to watch season 2 because it had been so long since season 1. And with Euphoria, if there is a season 3, I will not be paying attention to that because I couldn't even tell you anything outside of the little boy getting shot up from season 2. What happened? I have no idea. When did that season even come out? So yeah, no clue. I think that's an issue with studios just in general, taking too fucking long to get shit out, and then you lose the audience. There's a disconnect in some of that shit. It's like it's been 2 years, brother.
Mm-hmm. What are we talking about?
It's how long it takes studios to make like for House of Dragon. We're not going to get season 3 till 2027,
2026, 2027, something like that.
Yeah.
It's also part of the exorbitant budgets too. When you see big time series like that and their budgets are north of 100 million, 150 million, they're going to be working on that for a long time. That's where those dollars come from. Those people's salaries, shooting on location, if they're doing live action. It's why.
Marcus, I'm going to say a word and you're going to give me the word association. What are you thinking about when I say this word? Euphoria.
Dead.
So you're thinking about the TV show, not the Kendrick Lamar song.
Oh, you mean yes, yeah.
No, I didn't mean any. I wanted to know which came to mind
just
first.
saying the word Euphoria.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
No, you already told me. You were thinking about the TV show, but maybe it's because we were just talking TV. I was hoping you would say Kendrick Lamar's song, and then I would say, "See, that's why it took so long, and that's why the TV show lost its luster." But it didn't work. Nope.
Yeah, no, that's all on Homeboy. Damn, what is his name? Levy? Is that Sean Levy? That's on him. He basically told all the actors to fuck off and go do their own thing while he paid attention to
is Levy does Euphoria?
What's that? No, not Levy. What is his name? What's the guy who does Euphoria?
Whoever the guy is, that guy.
Yeah,
I was about to say I did not know that shit.
He did The Idol with The Weeknd and Johnny Depp's daughter, and that bombed. Wasn't that great of a show, but he took a lot of time off to do that. Right? Turned off Zendaya, turned off Sydney Sweeney. Like you're not. He's not. I think he thought that he had a way out. He's like, I'm gonna elevate out. I'm gonna take my talents over here and do this. Y'all do what y'all want. And there was probably a bit of, I won't say payback, but let's understand where everybody is coming into this, right? Sydney Sweeney's budding. Zendaya is already arrived. Storm Reed is budding. You got a lot of budding stars on this show, right? You're the no-name new director. You got popular off the first season. Everybody's highly anticipating the second season. You drag your feet on it. We go and shoot the second season. It's popular enough. People are anticipating season 3. You take this long hiatus so that you can go shoot this new show with a whole new group. There's probably a bit of, well, they didn't really respect me coming in, so now I'm swinging the stick, and now they have to wait on me. Well, your project over there flopped. Now you're not the hot name in Hollywood. They're hotter than you, and now they can do the exact same thing to you. See how treating people poorly comes back around all the time? It always comes back around.
Just ask
I
T.I.
don't. Yeah. Or what about T.I.?
Really?
What about T.I.?
Stick with me.
Oh, is this the whole club thing where he was treating that?
At a place called Revelry. Rainy? Okay, Rainy Street. Place called Revelry. There's a sucker up here at the front. There's a sucker right here at the front. This sucker right here talking about I need some ID to get in somewhere.
Fam, you know who T.I. is?
Don't worry about
Why
it.
you playing tough with T.I.?
This sucker right here talking about I need some ID to get in somewhere. Any nigga with some shoes like that ain't gonna keep me out of nowhere, man. This man got on the Walmart Versace shirt with them cross pants. And here, well, what your nipple hard for, man? Why your nipple hard for, man? That boy got them thick ankle, but look at that boy ankle poking out the side of them peppermint patty shoes. But what is that, velvet? What is that, velvet? Hell no.
Now you're embarrassed in front of a million people because you want to play tough guy. At a day bar? Come on, man.
What? Your grandma put them up in a birthday card was for $5-6, didn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me, man. All right, now. All right, back to your business.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he needed to do all that. But again, why? Come on now. You don't know who T.I. is? Rubber Band Man. Wow, there's a Taliban. You don't know who T.I. is at all. I feel like he probably realized along the way while it was happening, but he stood on business. No, man, come on, bro. Just let him in.
Come on.
Let him in. You know who this man is.
Yeah, T.I. was definitely doing too much in that one.
I didn't think he needed to embarrass the man or throw out all the classism. Where you get that shirt from? It's Walmart. It's this, it's that. I don't like when celebrities do that type of shit. I feel like a lot of celebrities sometimes they get offended. They don't really know how to respond, and they start throwing their money at it. Oh, you're poor.
Know how the bouncer.
You can't afford things.
Yeah. The bouncer could have been hella disrespectful in his treatment of T.I. before the camera turned on, and I didn't see that part.
Yeah, he could have. No, I mean you set yourself up for stuff like that. Like it was a power trip. You know, if you had especially a day bar, like if it's jam packed, the line is all the way down the street. You know, there's probably cops in there, probably playing around, seeing if you're gonna let somebody in. I understand that, but during the day, there's nobody else there. They literally was sitting there talking to you for 2 minutes before the next customer came in. Why are you playing so damn tough? Trying to keep this man out of the establishment.
So the moral of the story is treat people nicely no matter what level you're at, which is why I brought it up after Marcus said what he said. Star Wars, Rey. No. Hold on. Stick with me, actually, because it's bookmarked. Stick with me. The Visions. There it is. Visions Volume 3. It's coming to Disney Plus in 2025. It's got a little Star Wars news for you guys. Right? It's going to be canon. Right?
It's not. Visions isn't canon.
No.
Visions is their version of What If. And as I say with Marvel's What If you spent your money, time, and efforts on something completely different? Visions season 1, I don't want to say waste of time. There were some gems in season 1. You could have kept season 2 and volume 3 or whatever. Keep it too. I didn't even, until I got on Disney Plus and just happened to get on the Star Wars little hub, I didn't even know Visions volume 2 had even released. Because it's not like Lucasfilm is saying, "Hey, let's advertise the fuck out of Visions," because they know no one's watching Visions. Please don't get me started on fucking Lucasfilm. Like shit is so irrelevant.
Blue, I think you agree. You said, "Yup."
Does not exist to them. That's not a viable cinematic character for them. There's only one. There can only be one.
Your Vision's opinion, sir.
What's that on Vision?
Yeah,
I'm with theirs. It's
okay. That makes 3 of us. Marcus, you want to touch on this or next topic?
I have not seen a single episode of Visions.
There it is.
I will tell you, Marcus, if you're gonna watch Visions, and I don't know if you are, the Elder episode from Volume 1 is very good. It's very good.
Maybe one day, maybe my son will stumble upon it. I won't count it out.
We got some new looks from the Empire magazine of Andor season 2. Here we got Mon Mothma looking over at
Or can we milk Rogue One?
That's right.
It was successful.
No, that's not a lightsaber. That's just a flashlight.
No. This is still Tony Gilroy, correct?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he said don't expect any Star Wars in Star Wars, so no lightsabers.
And we got her. Yeah, her.
I'm
Who
with
the
you,
fuck
Marcus.
is she?
I thought the Rogue One story was told pretty well in the Rogue One.
Pretty sufficiently. Like, how close can we get to the actual exploding of the Death Star without actually taking us into the movie of Rogue One? How much ramp do we have? Like, did they start years back, or were we relatively close to when they're going to blow up the Death Star?
Yeah. Didn't know we needed that much runway, but
I'm genuinely asking, how did we even get a season 2 and we already know where this is going? He don't even like you like that, girl. Get your forehead off his forehead.
So then, remember last week when the news story was about Rey and how the debate over who was a viable character? Today's news story is different. Today we're asking about, or this week we're asking about Disney. They took the Star Wars December 2026 movie off of their calendar, but it's not vacant for long. Ice Age is going to be there instead.
There's so much confusion. There is so much confusion. I've seen people talk about this like, oh, where they're just going to spin her into the new Simon Kinberg trilogy. I've seen people talking about it like, oh, maybe Lucasfilm is actually listening and they're canceling the Rey film. I don't think anybody knows what's going on with Lucasfilm right now.
It's a Blade situation.
No one knows, and it could be a Blade situation too, like that. It is definitely a Lucasfilm situation. This is typical Lucasfilm. This is typical delay after delay after delay. Typical. We hear something's coming out. Oh, we got this director. Oh no, we had him. Oh, we had this writer. Oh, we had him. Oh, we still got Kathleen though, and we're gonna keep pushing in the same directions that we've been pushing in. So
she's the only one that can't get fired. She's the only one that can't catch the axe. That is crazy.
Ice Age 6.
Reason I said it was a Blade situation is because they moved Blade from his spot to put Predator in it, and they moved Star Wars from its spot to put Ice Age in it.
Because they're Lucasfilm or Disney or whoever's making that decision is saying, well, let's put something here that's going to make some actual fucking money.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that if you put a Star Wars film, you put a Star Wars movie in theaters, it's going to do money. I mean, there's not a Star Wars film that's gone to theaters that hasn't. Yeah.
Somebody from the Fox division was like, hey, Bob, I know you got a Lucasfilm problem. I got a couple films. One Ice Age 6 and a Predator.
I know. I hear you. I was just about to say Solo. I forget that one was the one that people just hated.
It's crazy. I like Solo. I thought Solo.
I like Solo too. I didn't dislike Solo.
I thought it had potential.
I like the stuff that they were doing with Kira. I like the stuff that they were doing with Maul. The underground criminal level stuff that could have been dope. But you know, hey, we're gonna go on a crew with an adventure here in a few weeks with some kids.
Yep.
From Stranger Things.
Star Wars Goonies, baby.
Yeah, and it's definitely, the score is not Star Wars. It's definitely the score of what is it? Skeleton Crew. The score of that is so John Watts Spider-Man. It doesn't even, like, you know how when you get into Star Wars, you're it's none of that. It's this funk punk 80s Stranger Things, Goonies mashed together with John Watts Spider-Man soundtrack. And I'm like, you've lost me already, and no one has said a word. The thing about Star Wars is you hear that that's Universal. You hear that John Williams score, whatever it is, whether it's the Force, it's Universal with Star Wars. Now we've got this punk action shit that we're doing. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It reads Disney has
score either, huh?
Who?
I don't think I heard the Star Wars score, the actual John Williams score in Acolyte, not once, not even one time, as like an homage, like a hey, let's remind everybody what we're doing.
No.
Honestly, good. Star Wars The Acolyte. Is it even count? They're making like this new encyclopedia. And funny enough, Gina Carano's pictures and her mentions are back in the encyclopedia. And that's cool, right? But it also makes me think, why? Is it because of the lawsuit? You don't want them to have the ammunition of, we removed the character completely, right? We were ashamed of the character. So
do you think Lucasfilm is that involved in that, and like the Star Wars libraries and encyclopedias and stuff? Because those are like fan run. They're not official Lucasfilm.
It's not an online encyclopedia. There's really a book that is being published from Star Wars. One of those,
like the official Marvel encyclopedia. How they do that?
Okay.
Yeah, remember the one that with the 199999? Yeah, like that encyclopedia. For those of you who don't know, the first time we knew the number of the universe, the MCU's number, was in that encyclopedia, 199999. And then in Multiverse of Madness, they said, we're the 838, you're the 616. No.
Then they also contradicted it in Beyond the Spider-Verse when Miguel O'Hara said that kid, that nerd in Doctor Strange from Earth 199999.
Yeah, so then in my head canon, I'm saying Dr. Christine Palmer of the 838 universe, she was using a different numbering system. So to them, that's why they called it 616. There it is. I'm still giddy about the Majors news. We all are. I can't believe that was just 2 hours ago. But yeah, that was great. The article says, they've removed Star Wars from its 2026 release calendar, while the latest installment of a popular animated franchise will take the slot. Ice Age 6 has now been slated to hit theaters on December 18th of 2026. Perfect movie, right? Details of the Star Wars film that was initially set for that date had not been disclosed. Disney announced last week that Simon Kinberg had brought on to write and produce a trilogy. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Palpatine will also produce the trilogy, with sources telling The Hollywood Reporter at the time that the films would involve new characters and would not be a continuation of the previous Skywalker saga that spanned episodes 1 to 9.
Okay. So this isn't 10, 11, 12. Great.
According to the sources.
That's a beautiful update. Beautiful. Now what is it?
Yeah.
I know that means, did you not read Kathleen's name on that? Is exactly right.
Oh gosh, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. You know, somebody posted on Instagram just a montage of the Knights of the Republic cinematic trailer movie pieces, and said, why can't Lucasfilm literally just do this? And I'm like, how hard is that?
They don't have any film viable characters, man. It's just Rey, you know?
Jeez.
At the top, it's just Rey.
That's a lonely top because she's the only one.
They kind of slaughter the land. Like, as funny as that is to say, when you look at the reality of it, Luke is dead, Leia is dead, Han is dead, Chewie is somewhere. 3PO and R2D2 are being replaced by BB-8.
And that little Roland one. And that other one, Roland one.
There you go. Yep. We haven't seen Yoda in forever. Or no, he showed up as a. Didn't he show up as a Force ghost?
Yeah, he
in
did.
The last movie. When did somebody see Yoda die? When did Yoda? Oh yeah, Yoda. Never mind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he died with
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi.
Return.
Yeah, he died. Yep.
They had him show up goofy in 8 as the Force ghost.
There's not a lot there. Obi-Wan's dead. No Vader. You even killed Kylo Ren.
Oh gosh, the best thing, one of the best things you had going. Yeah, it's sad.
Bring back Palpatine again? Like, what you gonna do?
Yeah, like I said, people were talking about, let's just do a young. I don't want them to do a young Palpatine. I do, but not under this regime.
Plagueis? With Darth Plagueis? I mean, with Simon Kinberg pinning it, we got to get Kathleen Kennedy out of the way. I just don't feel safe. I don't feel safe.
Yeah, she would have to go. Yeah, she has to go. While she is there, we're going to continue to get what we've been getting from this franchise.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Let's say Simon Kinberg puts together a treatment for a Knights of the Old Republic trilogy. Do you think Kathleen Kennedy is going to allow him to create a trilogy at Star Wars that's male-led and draws from actual canon that the fans are asking for? You believe it? I got a beach house in Idaho I can sell you.
Wait a minute. There's no beaches in Idaho.
Yeah, you know what, Cornelius? I've been saying that for the longest. I don't know why they don't go Old Republic, use Tan Vaughn, the Gris. I mean, there's so many unknown region threats that loom that you could use that aren't necessarily a Sith. The use Tan Vaughn that's a I would argue is a greater threat than a new Sith Lord emerging. I would do that.
Sith Lord.
And see, I thought the Acolyte
so
was going to be
amazing.
something similar to that.
They work so hard to get the old characters out and didn't replace it, didn't fill the void with anything. Didn't promote Finn to make him an actual relevant character. We talk a lot about that. The Poe character. Did the Poe character really effectively move anywhere from where he was in the first of the sequel trilogy? Like, what did he do? How did he progress as a character?
He didn't.
Like, I know we give a lot to John Boyega and well deserved because they did him dirty. But at least they changed an arc for John Boyega. He was headed one direction and decided to go somewhere else. Poe was in the same spot he came in to the whole thing.
Just the pilot.
You did nothing to replace the characters that you fought so hard to kill off. And now they're sitting up there scratching their head like, okay, we can make a movie with Rey. Okay, maybe 3 movies with Rey. No, that ain't gonna work. I don't know what the hell we about to do.
And every 12 months, Samuel L. Jackson is sitting in front of one of these microphones saying, "My character can survive."
But I want that not under this regime. I would not want to see that under this regime. They've burned us too many times.
But it takes years to produce it. So while it's starting under this regime, by the time it hits the theaters, it won't be this regime.
Are we saying Kathleen's gone? How do we know that? There's the thing. That Kathleen's not leaving. She wants this. She's not leaving Lucasfilm. She doesn't want to leave Lucasfilm. She's happy where she is. She's going to keep digging deeper and deeper in.
Kathleen Kennedy pulled a Rorschach. She said, "I don't think you guys understand. I'm not locked in with you. You're locked in with me."
Yeah, she's definitely pulling a what's his name from Wolf of Wall Street? I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving. That's definitely.
Gina Carano's lawsuit, that will be up. When it's finally up, Disney has no more loyalty to her. They have no reason to keep her anymore. No reason to keep her happy. They can do rid of her.
Keep her now. This is a mystery. We will look upon this period of Disney and Lucasfilm and say, man, how did she last that long?
Maybe don't nobody want to touch it. Maybe nobody wants to come
nobody's
in.
Nobody's going to take it over, you mean?
Yeah, maybe nobody wants to take over.
I don't believe that.
I'm just throwing this out. I mean, because I'm with you. Why isn't she gone yet? It's been the rumor mill been spinning. Oh, she's got a year left. Oh, she's got this left on the contract. Oh, this, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but she's still there. What's going on? So it's got to be something.
Wasn't it up in October?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was up a long time ago.
Why have we not gotten a Kathleen Kennedy final hurrah? Let's celebrate Kathleen Kennedy as the first female president of Lucasfilm on her way out. Everyone cheer her.
They'll do that in Japan. Japan won't boo her. When is it? When's Star Wars Celebration, Japan? She's got April 18. 4 months. It's coming.
You think that's when she take her last walk? She take her last walk.
She says, "Konnichiwa, I'm Kathleen Kennedy. It was been an honor. Great 14 years. Bye."
And I'm going to give you another 14.
I mean, the delay for a film that we haven't, a franchise we haven't seen since what, like 2012, 2015. When was the last Ice Age movie? It was a minute ago.
The last one that was the good one was the dinosaur one.
Which
Continental Drift was this most recent one. And I want to say that was what, 2018, 19?
Okay. That's even.
How did they got Ice Age in the Fox deal? How did they get Ice Age?
They got it in the Fox deal.
Fox deal. Nope, Fox deal. Yeah, I mean, go ahead, knock yourself out. If you're trading a Lucasfilm project for a children's project, you didn't really have all that much confidence in whatever was sitting in that spot in the first place. So, with that being said, maybe that lends itself to what we're hoping happens in Kathleen Kennedy's on her way out. Like she did that thinking that it was going to get through. Let me just try to get the project green lit, and they'll be forced to deal with it even after I'm gone. Maybe that was some of the calculus. But the fact that that date is not there anymore, we are not in imminent danger of another Kathleen Kennedy produced Lucasfilm project in a little over a year. We can figure out what to do after that.
She could be stalling the company out too. Like, maybe they need her to release these films to get her out of the contract. It's like you still got 2 albums under this. You know what I'm saying? This contract. You need to do these.
Contract was up, but you still had a few more projects to do.
Yeah, it could.
But then why would they delay it? I would be like, hey, no, we're gonna do a straight to Disney Plus.
That's her.
Yeah, that's her delaying it. Yeah, she's like,
okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, I got 2 more films, but it ain't coming out till 2027, baby. So I'm still here.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
She don't know what her next move is. So I think she's just holding the company hostage right now. That's how I look at it.
Is a Ice Age film under Disney going to, because you're going to lose that some of those adult themed jokes that are
appealing. I don't know how this is appealing to who it's supposed to appeal to.
Yeah,
because do kids know anything about Ice Age now? That was my childhood. So like, I don't think.
I mean, if we're on 6,
Ray Romano was doing it for the kids. You know.
Yeah, Ray Romano. Who I can't even remember.
I don't think Dennis Leary and Ray Romano was really tearing it up in children's movies nowadays.
And you got Queen Latifah as the wife.
Okay, that's a little bit more visible. Maybe they know who the Equalizer is. But you kind of shooting out your generation right now.
I think Ice Age. I think the Ice Age reboot or whatever is the same way. I think with the Shrek one, you're not going to have a lot of those adult themed jokes that I was just watching Shrek 1 and 2 the other day. Brother, Shrek 1 had no business releasing children.
It's beautiful. What a great movie. That's why I think Shrek has a chance to be successful today, because again, they can make a movie that's for us and our kids. I don't know if Ice Age ever really leaned so hard into their adult jokes or their innuendo that it's going to appeal to us now. And then is it really going to appeal to our kids that don't know these characters and we're on movie 6?
They didn't figure out a way to grow with the audience, let alone get the kids again. Yeah.
Yes, executive judge. It was the Dawn of the Dinosaurs, where the mammoth, their daughter was born. Did Nicki Minaj play the daughter's voice? No, not Dawn of the Dinosaurs. Dawn of the Dinosaurs came out before, way before that.
Continental Drift was in 2019.
Yeah, I think that one was around that time. That one had what's her name? Wanda Sykes. That was the last one.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
When it comes to kids movies, remember Moana was the most streamed movie of 2023? The thing is, Ice Age could have been watched and enjoyed by the kids too. All 5 of them.
Oh, Keke Palmer plays the daughter. That's right. Well, you can get Keke back.
Well, is Marvel going to get the X-Men back? Because mutants are arriving in the MCU, says Kevin Feige. You can expect them to pop up. Basically, come see our movies for the surprise factor. It's been 6 years since they acquired the rights. That was in 2019 or 18 is when the completion, the finalization of the paperwork. And now it's mutants might show up. And they're going to be a big part after Secret Wars. But stay tuned. They're coming soon. I think that's just a way to get people into the theaters. They know Captain Marvel 2 only grossed $200 million. And it's just a tactic. I take no seriousness in the Kevin Feige news right now that mutants are coming to the MCU. It's just, they're due.
I would take it a little serious.
So Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four and Brave New World are going to have mutants?
I wouldn't say that, but I would say where we are headed with the next Avengers films and Secret Wars, Doomsday, all that set up. I would expect to see mutants there.
Oh no, my stream earlier.
Right, maybe at the point of Secret Wars, but like he said, the projects that we know that are going to be out here in the next year and a half, are those going to include mutants to build towards a mutant saga, or are you just going to vomit them out to us in Secret Wars?
So what do we?
But like on my stream earlier, a lot of the chat had certain, because I asked that same question. How do they show up in the Thunderbolts, Captain America? They had the somebody, I can't remember who it was, about the celestial being in the Indian Ocean, it radiating, having this radiation that starts the latent mutant genes, right?
Oh,
something like that. And that's just somebody just throwing that out. I started thinking about Marvel has this thing with super soldiers going real heavy right now. And I started thinking how Marvel was really predicated off the Ultimate Universe anyway. Mutants in the Ultimate Universe was came about because of the super soldier serum. You know what I'm saying? But then I started thinking about ancient mutants and things of that nature. But it's certain ways that they could bring them in these things, because Cyber is supposed to be in Captain America, Black Falcon, but right, they're right now. Will she just be now just some random mutant widow?
I don't even think she's a mutant. I think she's just some random person.
Black Widow.
Or one of the widows.
That's Anthony Mackie's love interest, right?
I don't know if it's.
You think?
I mean, from what I understand, they writing her out completely. Like she's just gonna be in the back. She's just gonna be there doing stuff. No name, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's from my understanding. They just got rid of her character.
Yeah.
So first of all, they bought Fox in what, 2017? What was that?
Nah, 18 or 19.
Yeah, I think they started buying it in 17, but it finalized in like 18 or 19.
Around that is. Okay, so they've had it for, let's call it 6 years roughly.
They've had it where they could have been in Endgame. If they needed to make a last minute edit, Wolverine could have been in it.
We could have been there. The fact that we're here in 2024 talking about, hey, 2026, 2027, We're gonna see some damn mutants. How and why? You bought it for $70 million and, or excuse me, $7 billion.
Billion.
70 billion? $70 billion.
Yeah.
$70 billion. And I know you didn't just do that for Avatar. I know you didn't buy Fox just to let James Cameron run up your pocketbook.
You wanted every franchise. You wanted Predator, Aliens, Ice Age, whatever they had, you were going to take.
And the most valuable of that list to you was the X-Men. Now, we continue to talk about priorities when it comes to the MCU. What they put the money behind is what they believe in. What you see them push and repurpose and show you over and over again is what they want you to see. How am I to believe that the mutants are at such high esteem for y'all, and we're getting Thunderbolts before it? We're teasing Young Avengers before we talk about mutants. We're teasing Midnight Suns before we're teasing mutants. You got all this attention span to throw out all these breadcrumbs elsewhere. We're introducing sidekick characters that we never asked for, giving them entire series. One of them can't be for a mutant in 6 or 7 years? We're not even in pre-production for a mutant yet? I don't want to hear that. You don't have a show in pre-production for a mutant yet? Darius, you know what? You might be right. They might just all pop up in Secret Wars and whatever their Avengers film is going to be called, and they'll just vomit them all on us, and it'll be because of the Celestial that's for some reason made of adamantium and not vibranium, because for some reason adamantium is older in the MCU to them, and then we will have a fresh, brand spanking new Professor X and Magneto and Wolverine, and we'll get to see all of them start from the beginning in 2025 MCU time. And it took us 7 years to get there. Well, more. It'll be 10 by then. It'll take us a whole decade to have gotten there.
From what all accounts from just scoopers and things, they are not interested in investing and really doing. Now, what mutants popping up here and there means up until Secret Wars, I don't know if it means anything. It could mean as much as we just weren't ready to recast T'Challa yet. I don't know. So it could be one of those things where they are really not, from again what Scoopers are saying, they're not really invested in the mutant saga until after Secret Wars, and that's where they're going to put all their time, effort, and everything into it. Kevin Feige made a comment the other day when he's talking about Fantastic Four, talking about how he has finally gotten the Fantastic Four right where he wants them. They're entering at a time where he wants them. This is something that he's worked on for a long time, and I would assume his involvement with the X-Men films, Bryan Singer and everything else like that, that he would have that same admiration for the X-Men. Now, if we are to believe what he said earlier, or not what he said, but what the Scoopers had said earlier this year, and that was that the Fox X-Men were going to be the X-Men that were going to continue on until Secret Wars, and then possibly even after that until you're 90 with Hugh Jackman, then maybe it's those mutants or whatever, or X-Men or whoever the fuck is going to be there until Secret Wars, and then we get the mutant saga that bolsters in the new faces of who the X-Men are going to be. I don't know. I know right now it's all really, well, it is messy, but you guys know I just go off the stuff that I hear from either official from Marvel Studios or from the Scoopers, and what's coming from the Scoopers right now. It is messy, but they're gluing this shit together. I will say that just from things I've heard, it doesn't sound as convoluted, and there's still some convoluted shit in there. There's some things that I know, because I'm going to go over a lot of this tomorrow, that my audience is not going to like. There are things I know y'all aren't going to like.
None of the answers are going to be seamless because they waited too long to incorporate them. They've had too many huge events, world-altering events, for the mutants to have been just not there. Now,
right,
there's a way that you can spin it. Maybe not for every mutant, but for the most prominent ones that we would want to see, there's a way that you can kind of spin this, right? There is a kind of xenophobic trend for mutants at certain times in their history in the comic books, right? So there is a motivation for them to go into hiding and not want to involve themselves with humans and get involved in their conflicts. So it's going to be heavily filled with bullshit, and we'll have to suspend our disbelief. But you could make the argument that Charles and Magneto came to the decision that it was better for their race to stay out of those conflicts and survive, that they use the power of their telepaths or whoever else, their powerful mutants that they have at their disposal, to guard themselves from the snap, to guard themselves from the attack from the Chitauri, right? To protect themselves when the world was going through that. That would add to what eventually I think what they're aiming for is an Avengers versus X-Men arc, right? If you add the context of the mutants being there all along and choosing not to fight for Earth because of the fear or the discrimination that they felt when their powers were manifesting. If you add that, there's a bit of rationalization to that logic. Okay, we'll stay out and survive, and then we'll inherit what's left.
Works for me.
Maybe that doesn't work out. Maybe it does. Maybe they ended up getting snapped anyways, but it explains why they're in hiding. I don't like the whole alternate universe thing because the easiest way to do that is just take the Fox X-Men. And if you leave that door open, that's what they'll take.
Pretty expensive.
But we know
they don't have to.
But we know that they are coming from a different universe. We know that, and I liked your theory. I think that's a lot of people's theory. The whole Professor X brainwash everybody. But the thing is, they've already shown us that they're bringing them from a different universe.
It's not a different universe to Kevin Feige. He worked on those movies. Those are his X-Men. He was a staff on each of the sets of those movies. It's just him continuing his stuff.
Everyone's old. Like,
bad.
I'm not even really in love with the idea that Hugh Jackman's going to be our Wolverine for an extended
I'm not in love with that at all.
I'm in love with that, man, because you can get addicted to that. You can run that into the ground. We should be taking this opportunity now to recast Wolverine.
Yeah.
I would recast also, but Hugh Jackman and Old Man Logan is just the thing, and I could see it work if everyone else is younger, though.
They have to, but they're gonna have to put that into the story some type of way that differentiates him from. They can do both. Both things can happen. I can get my new Wolverine going and do the Old Man Logan story or whatever. I can do both. You know what I'm saying? But they're not doing any of that. It's like they're bringing them in, and it's going to be the Fox X-Men going forward up until Secret Wars, and then they'll reboot the whole thing. And it should have been done already. Like, introducing mutants should have already been. You had opportunities to start sliding mutant. Eternals would have been the perfect spot to start explaining mutants and things of that nature.
Not even Eternals. You were in Madripoor and Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Right. You was right. It
was
in
Madripoor. Didn't a single mutant pop out of nowhere? Oh no, they had no.
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
Nope. Remember, it was supposed. Remember, Omega Red was supposed. That was the rumor. Omega Red was.
That was the rumor, right? Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
that was the rumor, but that didn't
happen.
happen.
Big rumor for Falcon Winter Soldier. Yeah, no, and then Marcus made a comment too about vibranium. Well, vibranium just keeps. Let me put it this way: have you heard? I'm not to take it to something different, but have y'all heard the newest shit with Anthony Mackie, Captain America 4?
Oh my God!
Lord have mercy.
He has a vibranium suit that makes him more agile.
Yeah,
but see, my issue with that is we keep taking pieces and bits from Wakanda, except the one thing that made for the reason that Wakanda even exists, the reason that vibranium even exists, the reason that you can give vibranium to Sam and have him use that as his fucking superpower is because T'Challa first had to exist. So we keep taking all these fucking pieces from Wakanda, except T'Challa. I don't want to hear about Sam having a vibranium suit that allows him to do. Somebody said correct me if I'm wrong, the vibranium is supposed to be oozing into him, and it gives him the ability. Fuck that, man. Somebody in the stream I was watching, they said, I guess that could kind of be a way that you could get T'Challa. No, fuck you, because without vibranium, T'Challa is still T'Challa.
Whoa.
Say what now?
So they're gonna put vibranium in Sam Wilson's suit and what? Call him T'Challa? Is that what they're talking about?
I've heard.
Basically, like the vibranium, I guess, and get this is just a rumor. This is a rumor. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but hey, get this. The reason Sam is going to be able to take on the Red Hulk so easily is because vibranium in the MCU is going to be akin to kryptonite to Superman, to Hulk beings, to Hulks, period. Vibranium is going to be like their kryptonite. It's going to weaken the Red Hulk. So that's why when Sam does that sonic boom shit and lands the way he lands, like he doing the goddamn stanky leg, he can do that because
they killed me for that scene.
2 vibranium knees, not the suit. He replaced.
They killed. Look, because before the trailer dropped, it was just that clip that was floating around, and I was like, I know we suspending belief and everything. But what the fuck is this shit? Where does he flip and chops a car in half?
I'm like,
with
when
his
did wings get that sharp? When did he get so strong?
And they killed me like, what, you never read a comic book before? You got a Red Hulk thrown. I was like, dog, I get all of that. Fuck all of that. We're talking Sam Wilson, the guy whose superpower is hearts. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
Humanity.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Then they took it further and talked about how you know Sam's thing is he's what did they say? Fuck, that he's his brain. He's going to be using his tactical skills and things like that. That's what's going to set Sam apart. That's what's going to make him Captain America. Never once ever in the fuck have I looked at Sam Wilson in the MCU and thought to myself, oh, that's Bruce Wayne, or he's the smartest guy in the room. He's to the left. That's how you set him up.
One of the greatest tacticians in comic book history, Captain America, and then we get Sam Talk to Birds Wilson.
Yeah, man. This whole vibranium thing. I'm sick of them taking shit from Wakanda, and just like as if everything from Wakanda is just expendable in the MCU. The people are expendable. The king is expendable.
The
vibranium is
America and Africa with their resources that happen in real life right now is exactly what's happening in the movie. They see you for your resources. The Black Panther mantle. They see you for the name T'Challa, which we can just give that little bastard. They do everything with the resources of that homeland. Yeah. And they take and strip away, and they have no care for what is actually there, which is the franchise character.
Disney's telling a story about colonialism? Oh my god.
Unintentionally and ironically, yes, they are telling the story of colonialism.
Like literally, they killed their leaders. They killed all their leaders. They stealing their resources. They invading their lands. They forced them to conform to Western standards. People visiting Wakanda. What is going on? They running a muck palace.
But and since we were just talking canon earlier, in the canon of things, Bucky had one deal, right? That he got, and his deal was to help Sam get the wings. That's how it ended, right? Where's this fucking super suit coming from?
Where's my super suit? He
like,
got a helmet now. He got the visors over his eyes. The muffins retracted automatically.
Once again,
Iron Falcon. He's Iron Falcon.
Wakanda in the MCU can help everybody but their own,
except for their king.
This is another person.
The queen died too, bro.
Yep, there's another person outside of Wakanda where they've said, "Oh, we can fix that." Wakanda is literally dude from Holes. I can fix that. If it's not from Wakanda, I can fix that. Yeah, I can fix it. Don't worry about it.
Soon to be a princess. I do believe that whatever happens in Black Panther 3 is going to see Letitia Wright move on. You're not about to kill me. You're not going to break both my damn collarbones and my shoulder, and then give my position away too to a child who scoffs at tradition. I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's where we're at with the Black Panther franchise. 3 dead kings, a dead queen mother, probably a dead princess when we're all said and done.
And Sam is just living it up in vibranium, and the vibranium is oozing into him and giving him the powers of. Bro, you know, when they said that, I was driving and I really wanted to like type in but what I wanted to type would have just been astronomically long. It was just because it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, T'Challa doesn't need vibranium to be T'Challa. We saw that when he was kicking Bucky's ass without the suit.
Mm-hmm.
What? Like, nigga, if y'all don't get off my fucking character, like, this is crazy. This is crazy. It's this point. I mean, it's been disrespectful, but it's to the point now where it's like, when I heard that vibranium is oozing into Sam, I said, okay, well, all the rules, I just don't care. It's just crazy. So he's the new, let Sam be Black Panther, I guess. Black Panther, Captain America, Falcon Sam.
That's wild. That's hearing that is wild. That better not be part of it. Oozing into
vibranium is oozing into Sam. That is nuts. That's nuts.
I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so Anthony, when they asked him about it, he had said something like, "Oh yeah, I went to Wakanda, had dinner with them, sat down, all that kind of stuff, you know."
I hope that's not in the movie. I hope he doesn't go there to go get the suit. Yeah,
I hope that was a joke.
I don't want to see you go to Wakanda. First of all, you mean you can go to Wakanda to pick up
for a suit,
but you not gonna show up to the king's funeral?
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, I better not see no Avengers in Wakanda until Secret Wars. It better not be a single soul in Wakanda that ain't black from the MCU until Secret Wars, because how did everybody miss the funeral?
And no one's even brought it up since. It's not been mentioned by anyone in the MCU.
You mean we can dig back 10 plus years to Iron Man 3 to find out the little kid grew up and he can be at the funeral?
Put him at
wait a minute.
Not a single soul shows up at T'Challa's funeral outside of Wakanda.
I got one better for you. Supposedly, what they're doing with Doom, and they're going to make this all make sense. I guess we're going to see some flashback from Iron Man 1 where it's going to show Dr. Doom was present.
And Iron Man 1?
So they're even connecting it all back to that.
And he had nothing to do with Ultron. He had nothing to say during some of these major events that were.
Oh, there's more. There's more to it.
Okay.
Tony Stark is supposed to be not Tony Stark. He is Victor Von Doom, and that's coming off of the entire time he's been adopted.
You know that's not real.
All right, bye. Let's wrap it up.
The entire time he's been adopted. He's been adopted, and he has been Victor Von Doom.
It's like an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I don't got time for this.
Yeah, right.
I don't have time for nothing.
Right.
Go back and undo all the MCU canon so that we can make Robert Downey Jr. Doom. If for real, like we just really gonna make him Doom. I don't have time for this.
No, Cornelius. He didn't know. He was oblivious to being Victor Von Doom. But the rumor is, yes, this is.
Hold on, wait. No. You got to explain this right to me so I can have it in my brain. So the guy who looks like Tony Stark, right, is actually Victor Von Doom, but he doesn't know it because he lived his whole life as Tony Stark. Is that what
correct? Correct. Okay. Now this is
kind of like Wonder Man. It's Yaya playing Yaya, who's playing Simon Williams. Who is then playing Wonder Man.
Yeah, nah, man, pack the shit up. Because you're right. Because Simon Williams is not Wonder Man in the show. He's playing Wonder Man in the show. He's an actor playing the comic book character he's supposed to be. I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
And I don't know how they're doing that with Wonder Man because he's supposed to be. I mean, comic wise, and I know Marvel doesn't, MCU doesn't go off a comic.
Get out of there.
I know, but comic wise, is Simon Williams is one of the strongest motherfuckers in that thing. So I'm like, not having. So how is Wonder Man? How does he get his powers?
Is Marcus and Feely doing Wonder Man?
They are not.
It's Shang-Chi, right? The director Shang-Chi. Who was that?
Wait, Marcus and McFeely aren't doing anything but the next two Avengers films.
Destin Daniel Cretton is directing Wonder Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Destin Daniel Cretton's directing Wonder Man.
They can do the next two Avengers films great. We are talking about everything that's going to be leading up to the next two Avengers film. Marcus and McFeely are fine. So are the Russos.
Yeah.
It's everybody else. It's everyone else.
Dude playing a dude playing a dude.
The last story is the dude playing Alex Cross, and that is Aldous Hodge. I don't want to go too long because we're 2 hours and a half on this. Actually, maybe we can postpone it to next week, right? We can postpone it to next week. I've finished all 8 episodes. Have you, Marcus?
I'm on episode 7, so I got 2 episodes left. And episode 6 really got under my skin.
No, I'm not done. But I will say, it's just phenomenal. He brother.
Oh, he's talking about the Doom arc. Yeah, I don't like it. Yes, I'm doubting them. I don't like it. If that's what we're going with, that's just a rumor. But if that's what comes to pass, I'm criticizing for sure.
Yeah, it's the rumor right now. It's nothing official, obviously.
But Cross is awesome. Watch it so we can talk about it next week.
Yeah, Cross has been good. Did anybody watch Dune Prophecy?
No,
I did watch the first episode of Dune Prophecy.
I'm still on the first episode. I'm trying to get through it.
That first episode is like a long ass movie. It's long. It's long.
It's a little slow.
It is. It's a little slow. It's a little slow. But
I think an hour and 20 minutes. I want to say.
Yeah, that thing is long. It's long. It's long. I checked I had to click the thing. I was like, damn, how much time we got left? And I saw 30 minutes left. I was like, God. Yeah, no, it's
got a nice little rotation going on right now. We got Cross, we got Doom Prophecy, and then Day of the Jackal on Peacock. It's all keeping me pretty busy. So I don't know if we're doing anything for Doom, but we got one up for Cross right now, review 1 through 3, and then we are probably doing Day of the Jackal here next week.
Day of the Jackal, who's that with? That's
Lashana Lynch, and I can't think
that came out. Okay, it did come out.
Yeah,
cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I got the first 5 episodes.
What was the movie The Jackal back in the day with
Yeah, yep. About the dude changing his face,
change his face and stuff. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damn, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Geeky Cast said that they have some news about Kang and how he'll be. I don't know.
You share.
They haven't shared yet. They said they're dropping it this weekend. And everybody's retweeting it because they're saying that Kang's gonna be in the multiversal saga somehow, which I never thought he wouldn't be. I mean, I don't know about it being Jonathan Majors, but I never thought he wouldn't be. I don't know how you have to close that chapter somehow.
Yeah,
it's not set up. You got like 1,000 Kangs sitting in the Coliseum waiting to go fight somebody. So either blow that planet up or you're gonna have to give us some answers.
They gotta close it. They gotta close it. I always said it to be like some faceless AI Kang fight or something like that and be done with it. That's how I always looked at it. But I mean, I think the door now is more open than it's ever been to bring Jonathan Majors back with this news. But I still don't.
I unfortunately missed that earlier. Y'all talking about it. I don't think so. I don't see Marvel saying. I just don't. I do not. And it's weird because they've done it with others. Look at RDJ. Look at some of the others that have court cases and things, a part of the Marvel cast and things like that. With Jonathan Majors, I just don't see them bringing Majors back. I mean, I would love them to bring Majors back, but they have already pivoted so hard.
So hard.
And this is one of them like fucking knee jerking pivots. Like this is it's so I don't see them bringing Majors back in any capacity. I heard Blue, you said earlier they didn't publicly fire him. I don't think they're going to publicly apologize to him.
Yeah, I don't think so neither.
Yeah. If anything, it could be a Destin Daniel Creighton thing. You know, Destin Daniel Creighton was supposed to originally do Avengers 5. Yeah, King's Dynasty. And then they said, oh, well, no, because I think they even realized, oh, wait a minute, hold on. Shang-Chi was okay. But I don't know about giving him the Avengers 5. So then, you know, they made it up to him and said, here's Spider-Man 4. You know, we'll give you Spider-Man 4. So it could be one of those things where Marvel's like, damn, you know, hey, bud, want a cameo?
I was getting real low.
Yes, sun's getting real low. You want to come cameo? Yeah, I don't know. I just
Shang-Chi delay, right? Because I mean, Shang-Chi 2 was I don't know if it was supposed to be before Secret Wars, but it's definitely after now.
Yeah, and see, Ty, I don't that wouldn't even appeal to me at all. If the next saga is the mutant saga, we've already heard rumors, scoops, and things just from the insiders about what that next saga is going to look like. Rumored wise, the next villain is Sinister, and so they're not moving toward Kang. They're trying to get away from Kang. Kevin Feige won't even say Kang in an interview. Not just Jonathan Majors. He won't say Kang.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd like it, but I don't see it.
Maybe that mysterious buyer, you know, the one that popped up in Ant-Man 2 and the one that was looking for vibranium off the coast of Wakanda. Maybe that wasn't Doom. Maybe that was Nathaniel Essex. Maybe he has some use since vibranium is the super material that they just go to the store to pick up. Maybe he has some use for it as well. Maybe he's going to inject it into some mutant DNA to try to create a new mutant hybrid.
Yeah, I'm seeing the comments. I'm sorry. I see, yes, Ramatut does connect to Apocalypse in some way, Raymond. But, and I do see, I saw it, you know, Alex Perez's Q&A where he said they haven't closed the door on Kang yet. And what I got from that, and this is just me, and you guys know I go off of the shit I just see from Marvel Studios, brothers. What I got from that was, yeah, we haven't closed the door on him. And that just simply means we're going to show him in the next Avengers films in some capacity, but we are not giving you this storyline with Kang the Conqueror. We went out of our way to give Robert Downey Jr. $190 million to come in and play Dr. Doom after we watched him play Tony Stark for 10 years. We got the Russos back who said they weren't coming back. We even dug up Marcus and McPhee. We ain't talked to them motherfuckers since 2019. We thought we were hot shit by doing Phase 4 and thinking our shit didn't stink and we could throw anything at y'all and y'all were gonna eat it up. So we're eating crow now. So we had to go back to the horse, and that's Robert Downey Jr. As sucks as that sounds, as bad as that sounds, where is Majors fitting in that? Where does Marvel say, Majors, we want you to come back and run this thing with RDJ? One of the RDJ's things he said in his quote when they first talked to him about coming back as to do Doom, he said, let's do Doom right. So we got to go get the Russos. We got to go get Marcus and McFeely. Nowhere in there was let's also on the way grab Jonathan. I love the fact that it's the court shit's been overturned and dismissed, and finally everybody can possibly see what we've been saying all along. But I don't in the real world, I just don't see, even in a mutant saga, I just don't see it. I don't. And I would love to be wrong. I really would. I just don't. I don't know on that one. Jonathan Majors coming back? Don't know. The brother. Now maybe if he was white, maybe.
Oh, no, maybe. No, maybe. We have plenty of examples.
Yeah, if he was white, he'd be back. But
yeah, see, the problem was the woman that he accidentally assaulted. He did it accidentally. He didn't purposefully do it, and he didn't, do it to his wife. That's probably the issue.
Can't rehabilitate accidentals, huh?
And I completely agree with understanding.
Can't rehab your mistake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not a race thing.
Yeah, and understanding. I completely agree. Folks acting like this man did something crazy. I mean, but you go on Twitter, and that is even though it's not real, that's what people on Twitter are calling him a woman beater, like quote tweeting the newest tweet and saying, so the woman beater got off, still spreading misinformation.
Yo, actually, on the Shade Room, we were surprised. Most of it is like, look at that woman. She still ruined his life. Like, they were all kind of pro Jay. It was nice.
Well, see, the Shade Room, yes. The Shade Room is ran by, it's more predominantly black audience. It's black ran. So you're going to get those people on. I mean, I remember even when the Shade Room was posting about Jonathan then, the comment section was still more pro Jonathan than anything.
It was. You had those.
But you get on Twitter, when you get out of that black space that is the Shade Room, then you get folks that are saying, oh, this woman beater, he beats women and he gets to get off and all this kind of stuff. Like, nigga, like, yeah, Twitter is a different.
Okay, I was wrong about Instagram for a sec. I thought it was right. But then this one goes, where was it? Right here. Now, black men, what did we learn? Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Nicole, like, did you have to do that? Alicia, thanks a lot. But everyone else has been positive. She damaged his career significantly.
Why you don't got this energy for Jodie Turner, or why you don't got this energy for Serena Williams, Halle Berry?
Or they were going through
where's
some
this
shit.
energy for Gabby Sidibe? Why do y'all have this energy?
Gabby Sidibe.
I'm just trying to figure it out, man. Y'all love when they this all go ahead, girl. You got you little chocolate vanilla swirl, and it's like. Anytime y'all see a man venture off to go do some stuff with somebody that don't look like finger wagging. No, absolutely not. Better apply some of that back to themselves. That is crazy.
Did you see that YouTuber Dre made the video on Tisa touchdown?
Yes,
Tisa, someone like what?
Yeah, Tisa Tails.
She's I've seen her a couple of times. She's a gossip site. She's like a smaller Tasha K.
Yeah.
So I would expect
Tasha K, the Cardi B one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect to see salacious stories coming from her. When you got to say allegedly every 5 seconds, you in a whole nother realm. You doing a whole nother thing.
It's crazy how fast she built up her channel too. Because I remember when she didn't have
not
shit.
That fast, bro. If you're willing to go out there and say the type of things she's willing to say or cover the type of content
that makes sense.
She's covering in that way, you feed the beast. If you have no integrity, people will follow you more.
Spell it.
I think it's TESSA and Tails TELLS.
Now you said you're feeding the beast. I'm surprised there's that much beast. I didn't know that this was that audience of thousands of people who want to hear the contract was up, so they have to renegotiate.
But
they got the engagement package.
It's not just but it's not just she's not just what I'm saying. Jonathan Majors, that's just one element of what she's talking about. Like
she's all over.
Like
with
Marcus
it.
says, she's talking
Diddy,
National Enquirer shit. Yeah, Diddy. With no
journalistic integrity.
Right. Nothing to back it up. She just seeing and hearing shit and then just spitting it out, and she does it.
So Blue, I'm mad at her for sure, but then everyone who continuously is going back and they're not tricked, I mean, they are tricked. What's wrong with you guys?
Blame the voters. Don't blame the voter.
You know,
Oh
you
yeah, so
remember on that?
I see. So she does those type of videos. FBI reveals Oprah has fled the country after Diddy footage
You
leaked.
feel me?
Meanwhile,
Like
Oprah.
that type of shit.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, you're going to click on that immediately.
Yeah, of course.
Chill, you got it's the same thing of being at the supermarket and seeing that National Enquirer Michael Jackson is an alien. It's that same type of it's that same type.
And I look at the audience who collects that magazine differently. If I'm there right behind you and I see you pick that up, I'm gonna say, "What's in there?" I'm gonna look at you. I'm gonna make sure you feel uncomfortable for supporting something that is bringing our
Have you
society
not seen the
down.
Men in Black? You've seen the Men in Black. You know what's going on in the National Enquirer, man. The truth is in there.
They put all the true stuff in the Enquirer. Yeah.
No, yeah. All of her titles are clickbaity.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. Meanwhile, Oprah's at her house.
Right.
Didn't Ellen
Looking out the
DeGeneres
back
flee
window
the
at Stedman.
Now Ellen's
she gotta
gone.
leave the country for? She got $1 million from the Kamala Harris campaign. She ain't got to go nowhere. She ain't got to go nowhere. Matter of fact, I think her house is in Maui. I think
She has one. She has one in Maui. Yes, yeah, she has one in Maui. She was in well. Never mind. Let me. Okay. So, but
The Rock, they all got in trouble for
yes, for that fire shit. For that fire shit. Yeah.
For all of those people's homes, and I want y'all to remember that they said that they were raising money to help the victims when they unveil those tech cities.
Right.
When The Rock and Oprah Winfrey go down to Hawaii to show you the new technological advancements that they've made in these new settlements down there in Maui, I want y'all to remember that it was all supposed to be an effort to get those people their houses back.
Yeah, you know I can't stand Oprah.
Only island we're visiting is the one in New Zealand for the Maori people. Do a haka in the middle of the parliament.
Yeah, no, they no, Ellen's gone though. Ellen left. Ellen and her wife, they left. They moved to England. They said peace and we are not coming back. Yeah,
brought into court. Allegedly.
Yeah. No, she was there with Epstein too.
No, I know. Shit. God damn. She just get her.
she was, bro. She was friends with all of them. Yeah, she was friends with all of them. Yeah, see, they all know I can't stand Oprah. Can't stand Oprah. Cannot.
My birthday twin, Oprah.
Sick.
Not an Oprah fan.
January 29th.
Get the fudge out.
Oprah's birthday's in January. I didn't know we shared that month.
You know, people say that, and I was like, you know, a lot of times they get it wrong. You know what I mean? Oh, my birthday January 28th. That ain't Oprah's birthday, fool. It's January 29th. Big dog. You feel me?
Your birthday's January too?
Yeah, absolutely. January 29th.
Yeah, mine's the 8th.
Knew I liked you there, Marcus.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
I share one with Elvis. Elvis's birthday is the 8th. But somebody else special is the 8th too. But I didn't know Oprah shared January with me. I don't like that.
That's probably why you don't like her.
Man. Is that the news?
Yeah.
That is the news.
Cross review coming up. But if you want to check out not Darius, but Marcus and Josh, their episode 1, 2, 3 of Cross is up now.
Yep. Head on over the back of the bus. Smash the like. Let us know what you think.
Check it out.
Sure. Subscribe to Chillmonger.
Yep. Chat. Thanks.
Subscribe to Blue. Who are you, Blue? If someone's watching you for the first time, who's Blue?
Blue's House. I'm actually changing up some stuff on the channel, man. But right now I'm still sticking to the comic book stuff, comic book movies, and all of that, things like that. Be on the lookout for my Sergeant Rock review when it comes.
Okay.
But no, start a new year, man. I want to get start getting a little bit more back into my music bag and start doing more music reviews and things of that nature. So you'll probably be seeing some of that come out. Music news, hip hop news, things like that. Blues House, check it out.
Check it out. Mine, I don't know. I'll probably be live tomorrow. Sorry, my schedule. So you guys know I'm moving, and that has been hell. That's why I was late today. So that has been stressful. But probably tomorrow if I'm live, because I do want to talk about Sony delaying Beyond the Spider-Verse yet again. I want to talk about Superman. I want to talk about more about Anthony Mackie's shit. Just all that. So yeah.
Darius Chill said if you late again, he gonna start doing his impressions again. You got to get in here on time, man. You might see an impression of yourself or something.
Yeah, I still need to run the other impression back that everybody was saying that took place. I guess I missed that one. I need to go check that one out.
Yeah, it was very good. He's very good at it. You should watch him.
Blue, give us your Dre Mack impression. Come on.
I don't do impressions, man. Dre Mack? No, I don't do impressions. I'm good, man. Y'all trying to get me to go against my guy, man.
Jonathan Majors is a good guy.
I just texted him. It's funny. It's the craziest thing. I just texted him.
I just did. And look what he said. This is Jonathan Majors texting me right now.
I can't let y'all talk about my guy like
that. Matter of fact,
no,
Megan Good was there too.
No.
Hey,
just when I was liking y'all guys, man. Y'all, come on now.
Well, we all know what the superior show is, the weekly stream with 3 people.
Here we go. Yeah, Blurred AF.
Is that right?
So they say.
Before we go, what do y'all think about this really quick? HBO still having Jake. It is going to be really quick. HBO still having J.K. Rowling involved in the series. They said they stand by her. She has the right, which she does have the right to her viewpoints and things like that. So, and they want her involved, and having her involved is only going to make the series even better.
I fuck with it.
If the kids are not involved, meaning if Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson and all of them are not reprising their roles, it would be the worst thing in the world for for Warner Brothers to do, to forsake J.K. Rowling and let someone else try to pin this project. It would be nonsense. Now, if it was in the inverse and you had all the actors willing to come back and reprise their roles, and J.K. Rowling was the problem, okay, well maybe we can do something. But the minute that they bowed out of the project and said, "Nah, we're not coming back if she's there," okay, well then you drew the line in the sand, and you're the one who's aged out of the role, right? This is much easier without trying to incorporate you back into the story. So I think that's just how it crumbled. That's the business of it.
I agree.
I don't think they should have a say. I don't think the actors should have a say, because it's not theirs to have. Like, it's J.K. Rowling's fucking shit. Regardless, you know what I'm saying? So
That's true. It is.
I mean, you don't have to work for her. You don't got to work for her.
You knew that before you were hired.
And also, I feel like in terms of opinions of directors, it can get a lot worse. It can get a whole hell of a lot worse. And I think it is a lot worse than J.K. Rowling's opinion of a certain sexual orientation. That's just how I feel about it. It's not right. She's not right for having the opinion. I don't believe she's right. But like, if that's what we're dying, that's the hill we're dying on. Oh, y'all got a lot more work to do. Y'all got a lot more work to do.
Since this is happening, I look at it this way. She's the face of, more than Dave Chappelle, is the face of the T of the acronym, the T. She's there. What are the consequences? Does this mean there's not going to be viewership? We've never really known, like, is there pushback? We know if this certain community gets it or that certain community gets, that there's an audience that's not going to come. How many people are going to be like, oh, wait, J.K. Rowling's attached to this? No view. That's like, I actually will get an answer to that question. How much will the Harry Potter series be affected? Or will it be number 1 on streaming worldwide, by season 5?
Is it called J.K. Rowling's whatever. How they present
called Harry Potter.
Then,
It's called Harry
then,
Potter.
then J.K. Rowling, her being attached to it or whatever, will not even matter because the regular people are just gonna see Harry Potter and watch it.
Here's the question you got to ask yourself. Harry Potter made what, 9 films?
Something like that.
Well over
nine,
billions of dollars. Billions of dollars it made. Do you feel like the community who would be affected or disrespected enough to not pay their ticket price is larger than that of the community that built Harry Potter through the 9 films?
No.
And again, not saying whether or not that's wrong or right. Is it a big enough audience to make a difference?
I think the desire to watch Harry Potter, to get what I get from a Harry Potter TV show, is too strong. You know, sometimes people weigh what they care about. They weighed it for the election. They understood what was happening in that part of the world that was really, destructive, but they said, I'm gonna vote blue anyways. That's my like, people prioritize things. They're not saying that they don't care about the craziness that's happening on that side of the world, but they were like, Kamala, gotta do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's the whole thing when you start looking at when they talk about like female-led movies and things like that. Is that audience big enough to carry this movie? When you shun, you know what I'm saying? When you shun the audience that you've accumulated.
See, I feel like that's a little bit more sensible than a sexual orientation, right? Like you're talking about so much more of a vast group when you're boiling it down to gender or race, because there's different people. Right, like there's so much more. What am I looking for? There's nuance in those people, right? So you have a better opportunity to bring more of them in. When you zero it in that fine, you add that many filters to it, you're going after a very specific group of people. And so if you've already disaffected those people, most of those people run along the same political lines. They think the same way. They spend their money the same way.
Right.
So,
but
if
I think
you've already kind of stepped in it there, you know.
But I think it's small, like you said. You're disinfecting a small community, and I don't think that community will affect it enough to where it fails.
But Blue, sympathizers of the community, that's the question. How many people are like, no, I'm standing there arm in arm. I'm not going to that movie theater either. Or
not many.
Oh, you know what the best example of this is? Hogwarts Legacy was the best example of this.
Did people still buy the game?
They did
to galvanize around some sort of boycott of Harry Potter content. I think Hogwarts Legacy selling 1 billion on PC. Before it ever came to consoles, lets you know where they at and what they talking about.
That's true.
That's why they asked that lady that anyway. Like, I'm sorry, man.
They knew the answer she was going to get. They knew the answer.
Right.
Because they knew the answer. I'm confused as to why it's an issue, because it's not like they're dealing with an actor, you know what I mean? That's gonna be personally affected. Like, how did we even get to this point? But maybe she runs her mouth a little bit too much, but it's her opinion.
Since it's licensed to Warner Brothers, they don't have to they don't have to directly include her into anything because it's licensed to them. Right.
They don't have to, but then again, certain times when you do make that licensing agreement, it comes with some caveats. I want to make a final decision on this. I want to have control over this character.
I'm talking about as far as media. I'm talking about as far as media. Her saying what she said is no reflection of what Warner Brothers is rocking with, and that's what I mean. Like, she can, her saying what she says does not speak on what Warner Brothers is saying
for the company, right? Yeah,
for the company. And she can go on and write another 30 books. You know what I'm saying? We still over here rocking with this Harry Potter stuff. So I'm with you. I don't know why it's such a big deal. I think they let it get out of hand. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think Warner Brothers could have easily stepped in and said, well, what she said is what she said. What we do is what we do. And that would have been it. But they didn't. They let that shit fester and move on and get bigger and bigger and bigger until where we at now.
Until it blew up.
Right. Well, I'll be watching.
want to say something, man. I don't think we've ever had as many people watching us tonight as we have tonight. This was amazing stream. Close to 200 people.
Oh yeah.
If you're new, make sure you smash the like. Make sure you subscribe to Darius's channel here, Planet Fanatics. Make sure you subscribe to Chill, Blues House, myself, at Back of the Bus. Definitely appreciate all the new viewership tonight.
Who's the other person on Back of the Bus?
Josh. Homeboy
Hey,
Josh.
I've been watching y'all every single time on Thursday and Friday because I swear to God, y'all switch up every now and then. But rock out. I'm fucking with it. I'm out.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
All right, dog.